you're not the mixologist, right?
Right. Yeah, I want to.
Tap that screen, guys. I love you guys. Let's get this thing started.
Are you live on TikTok already?
Yeah, we live on TikTok. It's better to get them already started. You know, they
Hi, guys.
okay.
I come in peace today.
They know you diabolical. Jer, whenever you're ready, I'm ready. I'm on your time. Yes. I wasn't trying to set you up like that. Look, they know.
What they say?
LOL.
Hello.
They know.
That's not true.
Howard, what
guys.
up,
Don't
Howard?
Do that. Hi,
Juan,
Howard.
what up, Juan?
Howard, we have the same last name. My last name is Jones, too.
Run. She
She's
stayed
there.
ready. Yeah, she does. Y'all already know. Listen, shout out where y'all from. Let's get everybody involved so we can give y'all some shout outs to y'all locations. Where y'all from? We got a special one today. VA.
Oh, Virginia.
What up, Virginia?
Tennessee. Oh, you guys be watching from
Tennessee,
all over.
PA.
PA. Shout out to PA.
What up, PA?
Right.
I want to go to Tennessee. I want to go to
My little brother down in Tennessee.
Nashville.
That's my little
Nashville is
brother there.
amazing. I've never been to
My little
Nashville.
brother there. He went to school down there and he stayed down there.
Johnson City is really nice too.
Jackson City?
Johnson City.
In Tennessee?
That's in Tennessee.
Heard of it.
Small.
Yeah.
A lot of retirees go there.
Makes sense. Tennessee. I know Memphis. I know what you know about V-O-L with the G-L-E, right? I know that.
My father's from there.
Memphis?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A lot of family.
Oh, we about to start this episode. All right, I'm on your timeline. Mm-hmm. That's word.
Welcome to the Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast, starring Q the Boss.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to another episode of Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast. They call me Q the Boss. First, the diabolical
Hi,
one.
guys. I don't know about that, but hi, guys. Happy Sunday. Shout out to South Africa, watching all the way from South Africa. Thank you. Yeah,
And to my right, I got a special guest. And we saved this day for this special guest. Guys, give it up for Nasika.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I appreciate you for coming.
Thank you.
Listen, y'all say we want to balance it out. We want some more feminine energy. And
The
we
more
want,
estrogen in the building.
yeah, because
finally.
you came at me last week. Talking about something, you know, so I said, you know what?
That's why you ain't talked to me for a week. You was hurt. You was carrying feelings.
I was hurt.
I felt like you were.
No.
I felt like you
I
were.
was
And then when you
busy this
text
week.
me yesterday, it was very like, it was
Busy
very
this week.
impersonal. It was like, yo, you coming tomorrow?
I was so busy this week.
Really?
Why do you read text messages like that?
I mean, I just felt your energy through the messages. It felt like you were.
Listen,
know?
that's not how I meant it. Like text messages can be misinterpreted, so y'all gotta be careful.
Howard said I was tripping.
Yes, I'm gonna just start calling.
At
But
least y'all
listen-
communicated.
Yes, and I'm bad with. Look. So here we go, and I'm bad with communication. I'm just be honest with you.
Okay.
But today's topic, guys, is hurt people, date too. So when y'all hear that statement, I'm gonna ask you first. When you hear that statement, hurt people, date too, what do you get out of that?
You give someone a chance, you know, even if it's someone from the past.
Okay.
Right? And this time feels different. And it is until an old thing, an old memory, an old habit presents itself. And then you're back at square one.
Wow.
Right? So then it's like, I got to let this thing go. I'm back in the world. I got to do this again with somebody new. Even though you're still hurting, still trying to also understand, like, you giving your best self to somebody wasn't good enough.
Wow. Wow.
You
wow.
know?
I like that. What about you?
I think when I hear the phrase hurt people hurt too, I think it's saying that you don't have to be fully healed. Hurt people date too. You don't have to be fully healed to start dating again. Sometimes that hurt from a past relationship, it may take a while for you to get over, but it doesn't mean you're going to miss out on something good because you're taking your, sometimes dating will help you heal. Is to realize that, you know, maybe you needed this new person to come into your life to just help you get over the old person. So I feel like, you know, you just, hurt people date too.
I think different. Don't be mad at me. I think a person should heal before they date.
You gotta date yourself.
Yeah, because I do believe that while you learning, because I'm gonna be honest with you, after every relationship, you definitely take on new energy and you become a new version of yourself, maybe that you weren't before.
Right.
So that's the thing about dating. You always pick up some form of luggage, whether mentally, whether emotionally, something, especially if it's a breakup. In most cases, you tend to pick up bad habits, you know, where certain things this person might do is easily triggered now. Because again, you didn't really heal from what they experienced. So you just moved on from the experience. And sometimes most people have very similar characteristics. So then you start seeing certain behaviors. You're like, wait. I see the same thing I've seen before. So it might be triggering. So therefore, like, you're easily angered now. And the person is basically paying for the last guy you dated or last woman you dated. You know? What do you feel about that?
But do you think some people never fully heal from a relationship? Like, I feel like if you say wait till you get over that, when will that be? Like, that's why I said sometimes I feel like someone may come into your life to help you get over that person. God may have put them there to help you heal, you know, and sometimes I don't think we can sometimes be so hung up on what that relationship was, and you know, especially for females. I can't talk about males, but sometimes for us, we sit there and it's like, oh my God, and you know, a month turns into 2 months, 6 months, a year, and 2 years. It's like, all right, girl, when are you gonna get over this guy? You know, and you're watching his page and you're seeing what he's doing and who he's dating, and you'll never heal if you continue to just dwell on the old thing. You know, so. Again, like I said, is there a timeline on healing? Are we just dragging it
I
out?
don't
You know,
think there's a timeline. I think, honestly, with God, you have to put that time in with Him. You have to like go to a place where you're able to be still, reflect, and then apply. You know, the wisdom that you now have with sitting with yourself,
Yes.
dating yourself, like self-care. Are you
Right.
doing your facials? Are you praying day and night consistently? Are you taking care of your children if you have them? Putting them first? All of these things is so much we could do being busy
Yes.
without being busy
Yes.
in a negative light, if you will, because dwelling in someone's space that wasn't even meant for you is just a waste of
Right.
time.
I agree.
Waste of time.
You know something weird. Like one thing I had to learn is I went through a divorce, and when I went through my divorce, I was with my ex-wife for a very long time, like very, very, very long time. I've learned different stages of myself while being with her, and I think the new version that I was becoming, I don't think she was comfortable with that person, because the new version was less tolerable. I was more confident. And I spoke with more authority because before, I would say the old version that she dated was the insecure version of me. And when I started elevating and started building and working on myself, I noticed that we started growing distant. And I think it wasn't, rather than we communicate about it, it started leading to a lot of arguing. And I started realizing I'm like becoming distant because if you don't grow with somebody, you'll grow apart from somebody. And I think we started growing apart because of the fact that we weren't growing together as far as even conversationally. I think people need to learn how to remain friends more than being in just a relationship. I think, excuse me, the friendship is the friendship is the most important part and component of a relationship.
I agree.
Right. I agree 1,000% because I've been talking to somebody for a year.
Wow.
And I'm talking about no sex. This is pure friendship.
Wow.
And there's still things that I'm seeing after a year that I'm like, I don't know. Could I deal with this person for the rest of my days? And you have to understand, like, we have to understand the respect that comes with understanding who someone is and respecting that.
Agreed.
And then being okay to be like, well, this needs to just be a friendship, and we're not going to really balance each other.
What are you seeing from that, though, so far?
So far, it's healthy.
Okay.
It's the most healthiest relationship, friendship that I've ever had. And I think it's still playing itself out.
You know why I think that why it is? Because the year you've given time to move past the representative. I think you're more so starting to actually see who the person is. I think most people come with their fake face in the beginning. So I think by giving it time, I think it actually helps you get to know who someone actually are.
You have to give it time.
Yes. Yes.
Because we, like, as women, we could, at least from my past self, I used to jump into everything and have a motive behind it. And, just selfish. Like, I need this right now, and I want it to be what I need it to be, and not
Yes.
really looking from another perspective of the person, and that this is a partnership.
Yes.
And
Tala, I want you to read something. Look up, while she's still talking, look up Savior's Complex. I want you to explain exactly what that is. I think I suffered from it for a while.
me too. I thought I could change anybody. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm so great. And I'm sure you be
Yeah.
around me long
Yes.
enough, you'll be turned great.
Yeah.
But people have to want to, heal themselves. They're gonna have to put in work for themselves. You have to do the work. No one can deny the work at any time.
100%.
And it's all about energy.
100%.
But I feel like
about
as women,
energy.
we have that issue, right? We always feel like he was this for her, but he's gonna be different for me. Like
Right.
he's gonna be something else for
That's-
me.
that's the
Not
safest complex.
right? Not realizing like, no, girl, this is who he is. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I dated someone who was like a compulsive, habitual liar, and something told me like, girl, he did that to everybody else. He's not gonna do that for me until all he did was lie to me, and I had to realize like, girl, he's not lying to you because it's Shay. He's lying to you because he's a liar.
Yes.
Like you can't, you know what I'm saying? It's like you guys say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Can't change that part of a
you got, Todd?
person.
Savior's complex is a psychological construct where an individual feels a compelling, often unhealthy need to save, fix, or rescue others.
And that's why most people, Savior's Complex is one of the reasons why people run past red flags.
Yes.
Legit. They think that they can fix people and save
Yeah.
people, and they give people the benefit of the doubt when the people aren't giving themselves the doubt. They know exactly who they are, and they're showing you who they are. And the transparency is there. You can't see it no clearer than a clear bag, and you still ignoring it because a part of you still feels like I can fix this person, right? And being empathetic does play a part in that also, but also not. You're not there to fix people. You're there to find someone that actually aligns with you.
Right.
And everyone has their flaws, right? We agree.
Yeah.
But sometimes overly bypassing flaws and red flags is what creates a bad toxic situation.
Who do you think bypass flaws more, men or women?
I think both. It depends on the person and how their upbringing is.
Yes.
I think most of us come from unhealthy families a lot of
Family, I was
times.
gonna say that.
Yeah, so we don't create healthy boundaries in anything we deal with because a lot of times I know family members who are tolerable, family members who disrespect them. I know people who are in relationships who don't see it as love unless they're verbally abused or physically abused. I know people who are so stingy with their money and they're in a relationship. I'm like, you can see based on how they was raised, why they intermingle with people. You're in a relationship and you're talking about mines and yours rather than ours. So therefore, you shouldn't even be in a relationship because you haven't even gotten past. But again, it's also taboo to our culture that being a unit is not normal anymore.
No.
And a lot of people are broken, so they create more broken situations. You know. What do you,
Agreed.
I could agree
what
with
do you guys
that.
feel about the Savior's Complex?
I know I was always trying to save nigga. I don't know. I was always trying to save somebody, a family member, a relationship,
Okay.
everybody.
Okay.
And I felt so depleted and drained
Yes.
afterwards, So I had to realize that if I'm doing it and I see results, I know it works. It's not crazy.
Yes.
I'm not crazy.
Yes.
It works.
Yes.
So when I realized that I'm putting all this work in, and the person, say I'm in a relationship at the time,
Yes.
wasn't applying it, I said, okay, this we're not compatible.
100%.
We're not compatible because it's like I'll be on 1,000 one day and I come home and then you're in a -0, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Draining.
yeah, and I'm not even married to you. So it's like, what are we doing here? That's why I'm like, I'm not putting myself in any more situations unless somebody is willing to do the work. Like, that's just the best way I could say it. You have to do the work. Like, you have to understand what you like, what you don't like, and have boundaries. You have to have standards.
Yes.
My boundary became no.
Yes.
If it don't feel good to me, it don't make sense, it's not logical, I'm not doing it.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna sit there and settle and lower myself to make someone else feel comfortable. I'm not doing that.
That term, I like that term you just used, settle. And I think sometimes we overvalue economics when we say settle. I think what I'm loving from you and hearing from you is it's actually healthy. When I say settle, I mean I have to basically minimize myself to be in a situation with you.
Exactly.
That's when I feel like people are settling. When people say, oh, because their person don't make the same amount of resources, I think that's not settling. I think that's more realistic. But I do believe that settling is when I have to legit keep overlooking things I would not overlook.
Right.
I think that's settling. And when I hear people like, I settled. I'm like, did you settle because of, they usually talk about finance. I'm talking about emotional settling. Because one thing we have to understand is the high with the most high, which of course is God, right? We understand that he is our mentor, he is our creator, he is our God. But being here on earth, you still have to have mentors emotionally, physically. Like you have to have someone that's inspiring you to work out, someone that's inspiring your mentality, someone that's inspiring you emotionally. I do believe that people don't have healthy friends in relationships with other people who give them great examples of what a
Exactly.
healthy relationship even look like. That's a problem within itself.
That is a problem.
You got
I think settling, though, comes in different forms. To add
Okay.
to what you said, I feel like it feels like you're shrinking your value. Like I said before, always say, I feel like I never want to shrink my value to fit in a space that someone created for me, or to just do something that goes against what I believe or what I
Yes.
would normally
Yes.
do.
Yes.
Because anytime I have to discount myself or shrink myself, then I feel like I'm definitely settling. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And I think, but I feel like a lot of people will mistake settling for compromising. And you say you're compromising, but that's a form of settling too. You know what I'm
agree.
saying? Like
I
how
agree.
much are we compromising? Am I compromising my values? Am I compromising my standards?
Yes.
Like I don't. But do you ever really find someone that really matches up to you? Everyone settles in a way, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when is it okay to settle? What do you settle for?
You want to go? You want me to answer it?
You go first.
I think within being realistic, I think a
Yeah.
lot of people have unrealistic expectations. And social media has created that, right? Where people are more tolerable of flaws, right? We know what flaws is. Flaws are shortcomings, meaning not intentional, right? If you're intentionally making money and you're just not bringing it home, that's an intentional level of disrespect. But if a person is trying to figure themselves out and they don't have the resources yet, that is not intentional disrespect.
Right.
Okay, if a person is calling you out your name, that is intentional disrespect. You can't justify your trauma based on how you're treating somebody else. Because if I didn't bleed on you, I shouldn't be cleaning up the wound. I didn't hurt you. So therefore I shouldn't be cleaning the wound. But what I'm seeing now is more people who are legit insecure with themselves, bleeding from their past tense, and then they're meeting new people and then having expectations that this new person is supposed to fix what they didn't break.
Right.
That's like going to a job and someone was stealing from the register and now you work the register and they're watching you. You will feel very uncomfortable, right?
Right.
And that's the same thing you see people now is because until the person has healed, they're gonna always be on high alert about the new person at the register. Even though the new person at the register has a flawless resume. But they're gonna overlook the resume because of how the last person made them feel.
Right.
So therefore we continue to take on the mental luggage, right? We at the conveyor belt at the baggage claim, legit keep watching the conveyor belt go around. We move different states, but we still carry our luggage, our mental luggage everywhere we go. So every relationship has that same stains from the last one until you legit look at it like, I'm gonna give this person a fair share. Not because I slept with you. No, you still had certain guards up. So therefore you shouldn't even be looking for another relationship when you're already guarded.
Right.
Because I'm trying to pick the lock that I didn't even put there.
But do you think most, especially again, I'm speaking from the female aspects, do you think most women, we stay guarded because, sometimes you can't help but to carry that emotional trauma from the old one into the new one? I think it goes along with you saying you should heal first, but I don't think most people heal. And I think if you see one thing that this new guy did that reminded you a little bit of the old guy, now you're on high alert. Like, oh, I used to text him, and when he never texts back, it was because of this. But this guy I was working, I was busy, I was with my this, but it's just something that's innate. You can't help it. It's just something that we do.
Agreed.
Like,
I will say this though, in the defense of women, y'all emotional creatures. Would you agree?
yes,
Not
I
by
think
choice,
for, yeah.
by nature.
Yeah.
Okay. So in fairness, I understand. But the same thing, this is why knowing that you're an emotional creature, you should be very, very reluctant and reserved and conscious to who you sleep with before you sleep with them.
Absolutely.
You should have a very high level of discernment because you know for a fact that you're going to take away something from that situation, regardless whether good or bad. So therefore, reality is, I'm not telling, a man could legit, in most cases, there are women that can do it too. Most men can legit sleep with a woman with no strings attached and have no emotional connection. Zero emotional connection. A man has an orgasm and has something called the clarity after the orgasm. They don't care no more. A woman's, in most cases, clarity is after the sexual encounter,
She
she
hooked.
becomes more
She's
attached.
hooked, yeah.
So therefore, when we do look at a lot of people who say that women and men are different, who don't really acknowledge reality, they are. Because a lot of times if you're a good girl, I'm just speaking for good women, right? If you're a good girl, 9 out of 10 times, you're gonna have some emotional connection to the guy you slept with. A bad woman, maybe she had to evolve to who she is from the trauma that she's experienced. Maybe her mother taught her this. Because again, your mother could teach you behaviors that you didn't even choose. For instance, there are women that believe that a man is nothing to them, and the man is supposed to just do everything for them, right? Because they might have been taught that. Not we're supposed to be working together. So again, it depends on how someone was taught. So one thing I do see now is a lot of men, they do take advantage of the fact that we don't have that emotional connection. And a lot of women should be more conscious that they do have that emotional connection. So as again, you walk away, but now you want to do something to hurt him. You know, that's why you see more women actually come out of relationships vindictive and spiteful.
I'm just going back to when you said like men can have sex without any emotional connection. Do you think that as far as sex in a relationship or timing, I know sometimes, some men say women will give it up too quickly. Do you
Yes.
think that a man will wait on a good woman? Like how you said you've been talking to this guy for a year, no sex. Are you guys exclusively talking to each other? Do you know, is he seeing anyone else? Are you seeing anyone else? Are you okay with that? And for you, Q, are men okay with waiting? If they're really having a connection with a woman and she's like, you know what, I want to wait until we get sexual. Are men okay with waiting? Will they go and get that pleasure somewhere else? Or if they're really kind of like zoomed into this woman, will they wait for it?
How long? What age did you buy a house?
30.
What age did you want a house?
I mean, you always want a house, right?
Right, so what I'm getting at is if it's valuable, you'll wait for it.
Okay.
And you'll work for it. I think, I don't say time stamp anything, but you gotta be realistic if something is too fast.
Okay.
Like we're not kids, we understand what is too fast and when you're moving at a rate that is extremely too slow. But you gotta also know who you're dealing with, because if a man knows that she's worth it, he's gonna wait. And whatever he does on the side, that's entirely up to him.
Right.
But he's gonna definitely put his cards all in that hat,
For her.
knowing that this woman is the woman I want. Men tend to value more things that they have to work hard for. We tend to value it more because it shows that you do have. We know that you're not coming to us as a virgin, but we still want to like to believe that you have a level of a virgin mentality, meaning it takes a select individual to get your intimacy. We don't want a woman that's just promiscuous and anybody can hit it, because again, it shows that she doesn't have that level of discernment. So therefore, she's hurting her own value in the sense of you're not thinking that your value comes from your actual, your what's the term I want to use, right? Your
Just your worth?
it's your worth, but it's like men like to think that women are angels.
Yeah.
So it's like
That purity.
Purity. That's the term.
Yeah.
It's purity. We value purity more than not purity. When a man will go above and beyond, you be like, oh, he took her out to eat, but he did that because he was looking for sex.
Right.
But there's another man who might have cuddled with you after sex. That man loves you. The other man is like, yo, I got dip because I gotta get somewhere. But earlier before
Love
sex,
bombing.
yes.
Love bombing.
So I seen
So
both sides.
if a woman sleeps with a man on the first date, does that naturally make her a hoe? Or is that something that maybe she did with you? Like, would that be someone that you would consider wifing up? Or you feel like, no.
I'm gonna say hell
Off
no.
the bat, she did that with me. That's just what she does?
I'm gonna say hell no, and secondly,
Okay.
I'm gonna say also, I'm not dumb enough to believe that this is the first time she's doing it. I'm not gonna believe love at first sight and as we slowly jogged on the beach. That's
the
people that watch movies.
Not
I
Jones
do
Beach.
believe that. I'm being honest. People that usually
rom-coms.
sleep fast, they've done it before.
Okay.
And again, because you should have that level of like, wait, there is no way this man is not going to see me as a hoe after this encounter.
Right.
There is no way. And a man, we play on your emotions. We be like, yo, you know what? I ain't going to judge you. It is what it is. It's the right moment, right time. He's capping. He's saying that because his goal is to manipulate you psychologically. So he's saying that in a sense of trying to get the prize. And a woman that understands her value, she holds back her prize. Because again, you don't see who a man is in most cases until after sex, especially if you move fast.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
And it's like every situation is different, right? So it's like, but majority of people should be mindful not to rush.
Yes.
And to make sure that you are communicating and being intentional about every time,
Yes.
every conversation you're having with this person, that be in friendships and intimate relationship. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because it's like people have like they're opportunists. They're just they're diabolical. No offense over there. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
how that is diabolical.
You know, like really mischievous and just like sinister in a way that they don't even understand that what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when it's all said and done, when all the hurt is laid out on the table and you're sitting here and drinks are involved, there's so many different avenues that make a situation worse. My thing is also with people who say and believe in the Most High, that they don't really sit with that and what that means. They're not reading the word. They're not getting spiritually supercharged, and they're out here just wandering out saying, "I'm a Christian and I want a godly man," and don't have no fruits of the spirit. Don't have no attributes of godly in them.
Yes.
Nothing.
I get scared when I hear women say that I'm not going to show him a wife until he wife me. I think that's crazy. That's like telling a job, I'm not going to take this job serious until I'm hired and y'all give me a supervisor position. That's crazy. I don't think a job would elevate you or promote you if you're not showing who you are already. Like there are women, I'm not gonna lie, online I see that say I'm not gonna ever be a wife until he make me a wife. I think you got to show that you're a wife before you are a wife.
Absolutely. That's what I'm doing. Like, yes, the relationship that I'm currently, in, like, it's exclusive. Like we said, no, I'm not talking to anyone, whatever.
Yes.
It's a friendship that we're building, right?
Yes.
And we're courting. We're courting each other. We're being courted. So it's like, at the end of the day, I feel like people have to truly, what you just said, I just lost my train of thought. In regards to like, I don't know, I lost it. It flew out of my head. I'll come back to it.
But a year, do you think, so after a year of you dating this person, because previously you said you noticed some red flags, right?
Right.
So.
Hold on, time out. No, we were talking about her when we just said a man should, I think in most cases.
Oh, yes, I remember.
I think it's both ways. And I'm going to be fair. You are right, Nikki. So I don't want to make it sound like I've only taken a double standard.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how I meant it. But we were talking about a woman. So I definitely was using the regards of a woman. So, okay, go ahead.
Let her finish. No, she remembers
I
now, so
remember.
finish your thought, yeah.
So, yes, I have to show in my conversations that I am a wife.
Yes.
Right? Like,
Yes.
I don't have children, but he has children.
Yes.
So, I make sure that I tend to them as I would my nieces.
Yes.
Like, their children are children. You know
Right.
what I mean? And you have to be aware and understand that this is going to be this is an extension of the person that I'm talking to.
100%.
So, like, basically family. So, I'm not going to overextend myself and cook or clean and wash
Yes.
your drawers and do all this crazy stuff all the time.
Yes.
Have I done it? Yes.
Yes.
But, and has he done things for me? Yes. But it's not expected. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a balance. So
sense.
at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not going to expect just because we're courting that he has to pay my rent every month or
Yes.
anything like that.
Yes.
Or I have to cook for him every day. It's not like that, So I just think that how you would in a friendship show yourself is how you would just show that in an intimate relationship. It's
I
just,
agree.
it's just balance.
But do you think a lot of women show up with wifely duties and girlfriend titles with no reciprocity? I feel like sometimes it needs to be a balance. It needs to be where, okay, if I'm going to show up and show the wife side of me and I'm doing these things, is she getting that in return? Because a lot of times, a lot of women feel like they show up in these ways and they're waiting for that ring. They're waiting for that man to really commit to only them, and then they never get that. And then at what point is it like, okay, I need to pull back because I'm giving my all and not receiving anything?
I think it's outside the box when you leave God in the wayside. Like, if you are centered in God and you're really like focusing on what you're supposed to do, you're going to see red flags and you're going to be like, this ain't for me. It's either going to step up and show improve and keep it going and be consistent, or you're not. And it's no sweat off my back. It's water off a duck's back. If you're falling off, cool, I'm not going to cry about it. Because I'm not having sex with you. I'm not overextending myself to you. I'm being a friend. And I'm genuinely being a friend. So that I can leave okay with, knowing that I did my best.
100%.
That's it.
You know something, like when you look at relationships, right? You see like men and women right now, when you most men, their love language is words of affirmation. Would you guys agree with that, right?
Yeah.
That's our love language, right? Being affirmed, being validated as far as
You
appreciated.
said men?
Yes, that's our love language. If a man tells me his love language is giving, that's crazy. Like he likes to receive items, that's crazy. He learned that from somebody that usually is a feminine energy. I'm just being honest. I love when my girl buys me something. That's crazy. I'm just being honest with you. For me, I can understand why a man could have a love language of touch in time, because maybe he didn't have the time of feeling like he was valued or loved. But just in most cases, most men love language is words of affirmation. The one thing about a lot of women, and the one thing we have to acknowledge, is why a lot of women tend to not get a ring, and I'm just being fair, is because in anger, you truly show who you truly feel and how you feel about that person. The one thing I will say is, in a drunk person, a child, and an angry person usually tell how they genuinely feel. So a woman can't tell me that she's a wife material and she can't hold back her mouth when upset. It's the same way a man said he's a husband material but can't control his hands when he gets upset. It's the same thing.
That's a very important
You know,
point.
and that's what
Right.
people don't understand. I'm like, as soon as you
Yeah.
get mad, the wife goes out the window. So when I got you on, long as I'm on your good grace, you're wife material. But when I'm not in good grace with you, that's when you truly show you who you are. There are women that are like, sleep on this side of the bed, but you ain't don't touch me. She's not telling you to get out, but she's not gonna let you touch her, because that's a woman that's in it. When you get out of my house, as soon as you get mad, that's the first thing you're saying. That's not wife material. When you are a couple, that's married rather, that's forever. So if marriage is a commitment. So reality is, when I see how some people behave when they're upset, I'm like, you're not made to be a wife or a husband.
Right.
I'm just being honest. The way y'all talk to each other is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And again, when you speak about the term love language, a lot of people don't understand. When you go into your house, you learn how to speak patois in English. You learn how to speak English because of that was in your home. People have to they have to learn how to speak love.
Yeah.
The way you receive love is how you was taught love.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people, they don't know how to receive love because they were taught love wrong. For instance, their idea of love might have been just giving things. Your dad might have never been there, but he gave you a lot. So reality, is that truly love? And now the big woman you are, either A, you overly want people to buy you stuff, or B, you don't see that as love because you never really appreciate it because you got it so much. So it's one or two things that come from that, right? And the person you have now, a lot of men believe that because we give the woman, that's us showing love. So we show up wrong in a relationship because most women actually like time, affection. The women that you see that want items, they usually come from dads not being present. So they want the dad to be the boyfriend or the husband now. The same way with the man who wants the woman to be overly coddling to him is because maybe he has mommy issues. You see it in real time. Your mother could have been there, but your mother could have not been an affectionate person or didn't have the time to give you the affection. There are a lot of people I used to see at, parent-teacher conference. Mom just coming straight from work and legit tired and got to run back to work. So it depends on how you were taught love, you know?
So how does someone learn love if they never was taught it? Like how do they learn that?
I think that's when you have to do the shadow work. You have to work on yourself, where you are honest with yourself. The number one thing I think the biggest lie I ever heard is when a man or a woman say, I don't need somebody.
Right.
That is the biggest lie I have ever heard in my life. Humans naturally need humans to survive. If a human don't have anybody, they will naturally go crazy. Why do you think you see a lot of men and women that are single crazy? Because a lot of them aren't doing the shadow work. And while you're learning yourself, the best relationship to have when you are alone is with God.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people aren't doing that. So reality is you are alone and you're not really learning yourself. You're not understanding yourself. Why were you so tolerable? If you say, okay, this man was this to me, ask yourself, like, why did I tolerate that? That's when you're starting to do the work on yourself, right? Because you're starting to project from the inward.
Yes.
You're starting to be more accountable. And that's what a lot of people haven't gotten to.
So you think sometimes people tolerate things because they don't have that self-love? They don't have that, they didn't take that time with themselves or that time with God to say, you know what, so now you just go out and accept whatever?
Yes.
I feel like sometimes these men are just crazy, though.
Absolutely.
I feel like sometimes y'all just make us
I think it's your
crazy.
type.
I don't think so. I think sometimes
it's your
men
type.
are crazy.
I think it's your type.
I do. Because sometimes, do
it's your
y'all
type.
wonder why we get like this? Like,
think
do
it's your
y'all
type.
feel like we just get like this out of nowhere?
Didn't I
and
just say there's no accountability? Right
we
now,
just, sometimes I do
can you be
feel like
accountable and say that was
sometimes,
my type?
I don't think it's
Can
always
we-
our
can-
type, though.
No, ain't no hour. We talking about you right now. It's not,
No, but
is
it's
a
two women on the
individual thing.
podcast. Do you think
No, but right now
sometimes
I'm talking to
you really thought, move your big head, do you think sometimes we thought that guy was going to be that guy and he wasn't? Do you feel like it was your fault, or do you
Yes.
feel like he
Yes.
showed up
So-
in a certain way
but you
and
have
you
a
fell
type.
for it?
You have a type.
I literally
It's a type.
moved.
I don't have a type, though. I would date a guy in a
what I'm saying
wheelchair.
is you don't-
Disability
no,
is an
nah,
inability.
You're missing.
Yes, I would.
We're not
I
talking
totally
about
would.
looks.
Wait, let me answer her, right?
Looks. It's not
Right.
just type.
Let me answer you. I moved out the country for a man. Okay.
Oh.
I moved out the country. Yes.
I remember that.
Okay. I gave him my all, and
Puerto Rico?
that was no, it was Puerto Plata.
What the fuck? I know it's sport or something. Don't judge me.
No.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
que
And
lo que.
I chose to go, and I believed in my heart that me going and following and listening to him, like, you know, in time, things will be what needs to be, even though I felt opposite of that. It's just that I wanted it so bad. And when I realized over time, being out the country, I was living in like a luxury prison, if you will. Like,
Yeah.
I was like 2 minutes away from the beach. I wasn't happy, you know, and he wasn't giving me what I needed. It was just very, it was conflict.
Yeah.
But it was my fault. I definitely take accountability
I
for
respect that.
everything
Bomb that out.
because
Bomb that
because
jet.
I chose to go there. He
Yeah.
didn't force me. He didn't have
Yes.
a gun in my head.
Yes.
And I just moved quickly in
Accountability.
hopes that it would be what I wanted it to be when that wasn't God's plan for me.
Mm.
I moved outside of God's will. I wasn't married to this man. I didn't pray before I went. I just decided to do whatever.
Yep.
And not to say that you always have to, you know, pray. You know, that comes with time when you
Yes.
learn to do that. But there was nobody putting a gun in my head to make me go there, and nothing was what it was. It was 2 years or 3 years or so, and I'm not with him anymore. I moved all my stuff back.
Yep. But the term accountability will make you make decisions that will never ever see that you're the one that's choosing.
Yeah.
For instance, what I was saying earlier, that
Have to.
looks aren't just a type, right?
Yeah.
A behavior could be a type,
Of course.
right? The way they conduct themselves can be a type.
Yeah.
So reality is there are women that are attracted to things that look good, the shiny diamond.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, the 6 foot, don't know God, he makes good money, selfish as hell. But again, he fits the mold of what you have in your book and your story that you created in your mind, right? I'm gonna be honest with you, like I had to learn that God doesn't give us what we want, he gives us what we need.
Yeah.
And a lot of us constantly chase what we want,
Yes.
overlooking what we truly need. What I'm saying is, when you write this list, you do pros and cons, there's always gonna be pros and cons. The reality is, what is pros? A God-fearing man, a God-fearing woman, a woman that has emotional maturity when anger, a man that has emotional maturity when anger. If he or she has children, they are their top priority. I know people that would date people who don't even put their children as their top priority, but yet and still will date that person. And then I'm like, yo, this man or this woman don't put their child first, but yet and still they're putting you first. That means there's some trauma there. Because for this person to think that your kid is not your number one, but the relationship is, that person is broken. Extremely broken. Extremely broken. Because again, your job is not to find the pieces to put together. Your job is to help put the pieces together. So if we have the puzzle in front of us, why am I looking under the bed and I'm over here looking for all these pieces of this man or this woman that's broken? And the reality is you can't do that. When you have the pieces in front of you, you can put it together. But women, I will say,
It should be easy.
It
Someone
should be
said
easy.
the kids come
Yeah.
before your husband. I think that, you know what, let's talk about that. I really
50-50,
do feel
50-50
like you have a lot
It's
of
50-50.
women that will, or I'm going to say mostly women than men, but will date a guy who doesn't make his kids a priority.
Diabolical.
Like, you're dating a
That
man
is
who is telling you,
diabolical.
oh, when was the last time you saw your son? When was the last, oh, I don't really talk to them like that because the mother this, because the mother that. When you have a child,
And they date 'em.
like, I have seen some men go hard for their kids. I'm talking about they're in court. They do not care. They're going
That's
hard.
true, and it
And then
should be
I've
that
seen
way.
some men, I've had friends or just people where I'm like, wow, you really don't care. Like, oh, I haven't seen how you haven't seen your kid in 2-3 years and that's okay with you.
Yeah.
You guys
But
live in
why
the
would you
same state. You
entertain
live a
him, though?
town over. No, I'm not talking about
Not
someone
you,
that
not
I'm
you,
dating.
not you, not you.
I'm saying just knowing men that are like that. As a woman, why would you even, that right there is a huge red flag.
you know why, right?
It's a huge red
You
flag.
know what? That's the savior complex. You think you can fix him. We're not Dr. Phil, right? We're not That's not our job. We're not Oprah Winfrey. That's not our job. Our job is to find someone that aligns with our purpose and add value to each other's purpose and build our empires together. I tell people all the time, they get mad when I say people are more likely to build an empire with somebody that doesn't have an empire than build an empire with somebody that already has an empire. Yeah. And the reason being is because if I'm already built 9 out of 10 times, I don't see you as an asset. I see you as a possession. I don't see you as my partner. And that's what people don't understand. If I started on a team and we were already winning, remember Draymond Green? He got mad at Kevin Durant and said we was winning before you got here. That's how the man who takes on a woman that's already super built, he doesn't see you as a partner. And a lot of women, well, I'm like, no, he's not.
You know what? As you said, I'm going to switch the topic for a second as you talk about Draymond Green. Well, this whole, what's his name, Klay Thompson?
Okay.
And
Megan Thee Stallion.
And Megan Thee Stallion. What do you think of that? Like, do you think, because I feel like nowadays, I've heard a lot of people in the comments saying, oh, she expected him to be loyal. Why would she think he wouldn't cheat? Isn't that bare minimum in a relationship that you're looking for loyalty? Is that something that we should applaud men, is that they're not going out there cheating? I feel like, again, from society's perspective, she had everything. She had the looks, right? She had the body. She had the success. She had the confidence. She had everything, but she still got played. So what exactly is it that I feel like sometimes you show up with everything and men still go out there and cheat?
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah, be honest. I mean, I'm not, well, everything that's society. We're talking about society. A society would say, she's this, she's that, and he still cheated. I
will say though,
somebody said she was too ghetto for him.
You could love something or want to be with something, but in reality, you got to be able to accept the person's past. I do believe that Megan Thee Stallion has a past.
Right.
And is an extreme past from what we hear. And bless you. And a lot of times, most men aren't really as confident with a woman's past as a woman will be with a man's past. And a man will front because he might like you a lot in the beginning, but over time, he's gonna be very insecure.
He laid down thinking about it
with it, like, yo, this chick been around a lot.
She really was outside.
I don't want to walk into a room and every dude know
That's
my woman.
the business that she's even in.
But he knew that before he started dating her.
But
I think he might have wanted it in the beginning.
Yeah,
he might have wanted it in
maybe,
the beginning.
or he knew from the beginning.
Go ahead,
that all he
T.
wanted
Go
to do
ahead,
was
T.
entertain
I
it
think
for as much
sometimes-
for as long as he wanted to entertain it for.
Sometimes as dudes, I'll be honest, you just want to hit. So that's what was his mind. His mindset was he wanted to hit, and sometimes we prolong things that don't need to be further than what it is. So he prolonged it, and now he was tired of it.
Honestly, my
Listen,
relationship
that's crazy.
because he wasn't going to break up with me.
But in fairness to him, right? He might have saw like for instance, every hoe has a past and every sinner has a. You know what I'm saying? We all got past. No one is squeaky clean. Let's just talk what it is, especially after a certain age. But the reality is, he might have wanted to do the right thing. He might have. But the reality is, he might not be in this situation. He might be the victim, or he might be the, you know what I'm saying, the villain. I don't know. But I will say this though, when you taking on a woman that has that kind of baggage and that kind of history, just know you're taking on the spirits of her past too. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like a lot of times you might want to do the right thing, because I know guys that cuffed girls that was in a strip club, stripping and showing her body and doing all of these wild things for money. In reality, they might want to do it, and it might, visibly, it looks good. But when you start dating it, it starts showing the reality. Like in most cases, I told you, if you date somebody that's exactly like you, it usually don't give balance. It don't give balance. Especially if you know for a fact that you can't deal with the past. And they're celebrities. So they're going to hear everything. They're going to hear it all.
I just think he knew. Like, why even put yourself in a position where you already know? It's not like he didn't have, you know what I'm saying? He played basketball. He knew the whole gameplay before he went on the court. Like, you knew what it was. You knew her past. You knew what she did. They're celebrities. They're out there. Like, so you jumped on knowing what it was, and all of a sudden now you're going to act like, oh, shoot. I mean, I knew she did this, but I didn't really know it was going to affect me like this. And all of a sudden you were buying her a house. He bought her a Bentley. You did all of these things, introduced her to your parents, did all of that to just go and say what? I'm just going to go cheat on her now because you know what? She been a hoe. Like, that sounds crazy. You knew she was a hoe.
He might have wanted to do it.
He been cheating though. There was like a whole diary or something that he had from his past relationships that he was writing about, that he wanted to change, but he just couldn't. Like, he's just not there yet, right? So I don't know if we don't know what they talked about, or however. And then all I know is that now she's saying that how messed up he is, but when you was dating him, he was so great. Right. So when I left my relationship, I'm
said
not gonna
T to call it
bash
pedal
the
black.
dude because I was with you. I chose you, right? I'm just gonna
Right.
we're not compatible. It didn't work out. End of story. Because he didn't speak to the true essence of who I was, you know. And if she was seeing that in a relationship, okay, but you reap the benefits while you were in it. So why bash this man, knowing that he also has a past? And if I know what's going on, I'm sure you did your due diligence to find out what was going on. You still chose to move forward with it.
I
You
think their
know?
first date should have been at a therapy session.
Facts.
They should, if they
You know?
wanted to be serious with each other.
Yeah, because again, you listen. We could all sit down and talk about what he should have, what she should have.
Yeah.
But the reality is, a man, you can't throw shade when you accept somebody for what they've been through.
Right.
You know, I got a homeboy right now that he's married, and his woman was very promiscuous when we were younger. Very promiscuous, very promiscuous. Let me say it one more time. Very promiscuous.
Oh, we get it.
Wait, one more time. Very promiscuous.
Okay.
But in reality, he wants us to act like we don't know that. And again, I'm not going to diss his relationship or say anything disrespectful, but I'm not going to act like I don't know what it is. And I'm not going to pretend as if I don't. That's like a thief coming to my house and act like you ain't steal because we cool now. You still a thief. You know, I'm definitely going to be on high alert. So reality is, I'm not saying that she can't change. But in reality is, once you behave a certain way, the world is not forgiving.
That's who you are.
But that's
I don't
tough.
say it's who you are. The world will definitely be very on high alert with dealing with you.
How is she now? Someone asked, how is she now? Is she?
Tory Lane's in jail right now.
That's tough in the entertainment business, though. Like, that's what she raps about. That's what she does. That's, like, all over the world. And you know how, like, they say when you do something, it's like, yeah, that blood is on someone else's hands? Like, how do you reverse all of that energy? That's a lot of energy.
It's a lot.
And putting that out for young women, young girls. That eats off of that energy. So it's
Listen,
like,
those kind of things happen every day. I just feel like because it's dumb, it was publicized. Those things happen every
That's
day.
normal.
I just feel like for him, I don't know. I just feel like you know that's a bare minimum in a relationship is loyalty. So I feel like him stepping out, like yes, she did have a past, but like I said, he was aware of it. It wasn't like he was unaware. Like she is a public figure. She is a celebrity. We know everything that she has going on. He
I don't
knew
want to
this.
say. I don't want to say all. All
He
women
knew
don't have a
this.
whole phase. Some do, some don't. I think it depends. You know, I do.
What's a
believe
whole phase though? Like
they
what
just
is?
want to just be outside. You know, and there's a lot of women that do that.
Is a hoe just a woman who sleeps around? That's what
100%,
makes a hoe?
100%.
Okay.
And if you look at it and being fair, the thing about a woman, and they have to acknowledge, and they get mad when we say this, men don't like hoes. A woman will marry, fall in love with, and give babies to a whole man. So the reality is, when women can't acknowledge that with stepping out like that, you're going to definitely take some major backlash. And if you can't say that, then you're living in denial because the men that you're looking for, the high value men, they don't want high value hoes. They go pay for high value hoes.
Exactly.
And come back home to their high value wife.
Yes.
They go pay for the high value hoes and then come back to their high value wife. So reality is if a girl is lying to herself, that's on her. But the
Yeah.
guys I know that are high value men, they're not doing that. They're not gonna do that. Because again, we don't want to be embarrassed with, and they're gonna, oh, that's insecurity, that's a preference. People gotta stop throwing around derogatory terms. Like for instance, you have like the word phobia. The other day I said something like, I don't care about what's gay or not. If a man is a man, it's a man. If he chooses to be called Sarah, I call him Sarah, but it's still a guy to me. They said, oh, that's homophobic. I said, homophobia means scared of something. I'm not scared of a gay person.
Right.
I just don't involve myself in what they got going on. I said, we got to get out of these terms because a man is not a male chauvinistic pig because he's saying exactly how men believe about women. We're just saying if you're not comfortable with truth, that means you need to upgrade just your mentality because the world is going to go on with or without you. And we don't create the laws. We learn how to evolve and adjust to them. You see what I'm saying? I believe if somebody caught stealing from you, you should be able to handle it. I believe in jungle justice. But is it right? No. The Bible says, what? Vengeance is mine, says the Lord, so therefore we have to adjust. But I do believe in jungle justice, though. You shouldn't touch nothing that don't belong to you. And however they handle it. I do believe in that. But again, to each his own. But again, when you sit down and have these discussions, people get offended with reality. Like anytime a man speaks on a woman, we're automatically insecure. We automatically who we've been hurt by. It's automatically
You bothered
something.
by that. I really feel. Let's talk. That hurt you, friend.
I was shocked because
He was very hurt by
you know,
that.
I was shocked because
Guys.
somebody when they voice their opinion about men, all I do is state my opinion about how men perceive certain things. But somebody said to me, I'm hurt. And I said, damn, I'm hurt because I'm voicing my opinion about
Friend, you're
women.
getting in your emotional bag. Let's talk about this,
How
guys.
is
So
it- see,
last
again,
week,
I told you every
No,
time a man expresses
that's
himself,
not true.
we have to be called something.
Q will
I'm in my
jump
emotional
on a woman's
bag.
back, guys. For all of you guys who are on this podcast, don't you dare lie.
bag.
Don't you dare lie. He will
Yeah,
talk about
did you
women
think
and
that
give
as
his.
me being an emotional
Hold
bag?
on,
mean,
can I
just talking.
finish?
Okay.
He will talk about women, and I sit here, guys. I sit here every week.
You talk about
I
men?
sit here every
you
week,
talk about
and
men?
Q cooks. He
Yes or no,
cooks us
though?
up,
Do you talk about men?
fry us up like some
Wait,
chicken.
she don't answer
And
that
I'm
question.
like, okay, cool.
Do you talk about men?
Can I? May I finish,
Yes
please?
or no
I'm
first,
proving
though?
my point. Can I finish, please?
You kick it out to
didn't
the
give me.
side. Go ahead.
Can you
Go ahead.
let me talk?
Go ahead.
Please let me talk.
Somebody said,
So
don't date
all
him.
I said last week, somebody said it's because it's multiple negative comments towards women. Thank you, Cam.
Yes,
So
because again, you're
may I
telling a woman's
finish?
perspective, I'm telling a man's
Can I
perspective.
finish?
Of
Can
course
I
you can.
finish? So he said something last week, and I said, "Damn, bro." I said, "Who hurt you?" I felt like he was coming from a place of hurt. This is my brother. I didn't think he was offended.
If you see
But
that
you know
beside
how
us,
I knew my
it's
brother was
nothing.
offended women, and how I
It's
know
nothing.
men sometimes front like they're not emotional. I ain't talked to him all week. Usually we'll still talk. We'll still hit up. He'll hit me up. I hit him up. He'll call me. I ain't talked to him
Yo, this
all
week was
week.
crazy
I get a
for me.
text. I get a text yesterday, guys. I get
No,
a
you see
text
something- you see
yesterday, guys.
something crazy?
No, I said she
Can I jump in the
Golden Hawk
dragon?
said I tried it. I get a
Can I jump in?
text. Excuse me. Can I please? Hello.
Tag me in.
I get. All right. Wait. Hold on. I get a text yesterday. You coming tomorrow? I said, oh, my brother hurt. And now he
Via
took.
text message? Via text message? How do you get that from a text message? Yeah, that is the scariest thing that women can read into a
Thank
text
you,
message.
guys. I'm telling you,
scary as
he
hell.
was mad.
A text
He was
message?
mad, all because I said, but you just said it.
No, text message can be interpreted.
You just shipped up your.
No, I only
You was
said
like,
it because
oh,
today
I'm
when
hurt.
you was here, you said it.
I'm hurt.
When you was here earlier before we go to the podcast. But now, can I
Did you
explain-
feel some type of way of what I said last
No.
week? No way.
No. No.
So how come I talk to you all week? Usually we
Yo,
talk.
I promise
You was that busy.
What?
Really?
Me and Tyler barely talked. Y'all could go show y'all probably text straight twice this week.
Stay out of this. Stay out of this.
Yo, I was busy this week. But what I'm saying is this, though. Let me be fair. The people that you see that get defensive, the women, yeah, get them, rah, rah, rah. And the men that do that, they're usually the hurt ones. Because again, once you take on the energy of a conversation, if a man is telling you how men view the perspective of a man, and you're making it about how women feel, that means you're immature as hell. Because psychologically, it don't make sense that if a man is expressing how men think and a woman is making it about how she thinks, something is wrong with her. And vice versa for a man. If a woman is telling you how she thinks as a woman, and then you making it about how you think as a man, that means you immature as hell. Because reality is, I'm telling you from a man's lens, right, of how we think, how we receive things, and how we view things. But again, the people that usually take it as an attack are usually the people that's scared of the wars. They're the ones at war with themselves. You hurting inside internally, and you got to understand, because the moment you personalize things all the time, that means you got a problem. Especially when you don't know them.
That's true.
And they take it like you attacking them. And they be like, oh my God, you're attacking me. I told you because you got 3 baby daddies. That's a problem. That is a problem. That is a problem. I'm not going to lie. That is a problem. That is a problem. And I'm not going to water it down because someone gets offended. Society has gotten so bad because telling the truth is better when it's coming from a lie. Because people would rather receive a lie than the truth. That's like when I watch let's be honest, men care about women's physical, right? Would you agree?
I agree.
Yeah.
Then you have the biggest women online talking about a man's supposed to respect me and value me. And I'm like, sure, you don't even take care of yourself. The way he has to build himself up financially, you should be trying to look physically the best version of yourself on earth. Especially if you're not that attractive, the least you could be is the best body you can have on earth. See? But again, but there might be something wrong with him to even receive something like that. And I don't want to disrespect him, but I'm just saying, what man in his right mind signs up for a woman that has 6 kids, 6 different baby daddies? That means clearly something is wrong with her. Because it is not normal. If you got a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old by 6 different men, something is 6 different ways of wrong with her. That is not normal. And if a man has a bunch of different baby mothers, he has a problem too. It's something wrong with him. That is not normal. You'd rather not marry somebody, right? But you'd rather give life to somebody? What kind of sickness is this? You give a baby to somebody, but you don't want to be married to somebody. After the first kid or the second kid, you should be like, yo, I am no longer having children until somebody put a ring on my finger. Because every time a woman has children, to the dating world, she loses value. Men are not seeing her as more valuable. I'm just being honest. But if you say it, people get offended. Oh, you're attacking me because I got 4 baby daddies. No, I'm telling you the truth about you and your 4 baby daddies. I'm not attacking you. The truth is the truth. At our big ages, we should be able to be comfortable with truth. Just what it is. And if it hurts, it's maybe
6
that's
baby daddies is crazy. I'm not
2
even
baby
gonna hold
daddies is a lot.
you. That's crazy. 6 baby daddies is wild. 6 kids, 6 baby daddies is like,
Yeah, that's a bit much.
that's
a lot.
crazy.
But
That-
again,
that is a lot.
Catch that. Catch that. Tyler, catch that. No, listen. Tyler in
Catch
his own
what?
world. Yeah, but like I said, we got to learn and stop generalizing when people get mad because if you say a statement, men and women, we just don't think the same. And the acknowledging of that or the acknowledgement of that helps people heal. I have to be comfortable knowing that if I'm not in the highest earning version of myself, I can't get the highest level of woman I want.
Right.
So if a woman isn't aesthetically pleasing, she's having children, and she's not that smart, a lot of men are going to see her as valuable. And I'm just going to call it what it is. When you go to a job, your resume has to speak for itself. Your resume don't speak for itself because you make money and you have a big mouth. Men are not attracted to that. And then if a man doesn't like a woman that's argumentative, you know what they're going to say? He's soft, he's weak. No, we're just not attracted to masculine women.
I
Yeah.
don't think any men should have to settle for that either.
No.
That's not healthy.
But when they make it seem like we controlling fences, a woman like a man with money, right? Would you agree?
Yes.
So a man likes women that are younger.
Yes.
And it's not because of control, it's because of her youthfulness is more flexible, it's more bendable. More older women, they get so set in their ways.
What do you mean her youthfulness is more blendable in terms of carrying kids,
No,
or what do you mean?
That's one. And the second thing is she's more willing to bend. Older
She's
women,
more willing to deal with y'all shit when she's younger.
See?
When
But
the
again,
more mature,
you
the
see?
more settled she gets into her
See?
ways, the more
I tell you
successful
that
she is,
everything
then
is,
she's not
When
willing
y'all
to
get y'all
settle for
preference
y'all
shit, y'all
ish.
gotta stop doing that. When y'all have y'all preference, it's y'all preference. But when a man has his preference, it's not respected. And that's diabolical. in
I'm just
itself.
countering what you're saying.
No,
I
you're
don't
not
think I'm saying
countering.
anything
You're-
different. It's just you just said a woman is more valuable when she's younger.
To a man.
So I said, what's wrong with an older? Why
Shit.
is it? Why don't you have value when you're
Who's
older?
more valuable to a woman, a broke man or rich man?
I don't
No,
like
being
that.
fair,
Just
not-
broke
not
men,
to you,
rich men.
not to you.
That's a different term,
No,
though.
just
Broke
answer the
men, rich
question.
men, young
No,
women,
just answer
old
the
women.
question.
That's
To you,
different.
who's more valuable? Not to you. To women.
That's a very obvious answer.
No, I just
of
wanna- I
course,
just
a
wanna prove
rich
my
man
point.
is
Okay.
going to naturally say he's more valuable.
Now, no, ain't no rich man gonna say that. The woman's gonna say that.
A woman is going to say a rich man is more
secondly,
valuable.
Who's more valuable to a woman? Shorter men or taller men?
I don't know. It depends on the mean.
Come
the
on,
woman.
Shay. Like, Shay, this is what I can't.
It depends on the woman.
I
It
can't have a
depends on the
conversation with you.
woman. But what do you mean? Some women may like short
Most
men.
women
I
like
don't know.
taller men. Like, come on. Now, going further, who is more valuable to women? A man that has a career or a man that has a job?
A career.
So when a man says he like younger women, what is the difference? It's preference. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. Y'all want money, he wants youth.
Well, a man would want a woman with peace, like brings peace,
Yeah, I
you know,
didn't-
and has a good spirit also and to take
She's
care of
being
herself.
what?
So, but
Maybe
that's a
I
rare
am, but that's
find.
just
Yes,
my
he is.
opinion. I
It's
don't
rare.
think. I don't. Yeah.
But
I don't
this is-
know.
Like it's rare to kind of find a man that's the same.
couple
You
of-
know what I mean? Like it's. Wait, what?
No, but the reason why they say that is usually older women who are not accepting the fact that when they were in their prime, they had their highest term and tenure to get the best value man they could have. But again, a lot of them waste their time because they told by older women, girl, don't settle for this. That man was a good man. You just was delusional and thinking that something is out there waiting for you because you don't watch so many Cinderella stories. And she lost her glass slipper and he came back and put it on her foot and they rode into a pumpkin together into the sunset. Like, that's the problem. And that's not reality.
Because I know Shay not.
And then they slowly jogged along the sanded beach as the sun was gazing off her forehead. He slowly kissed her protruding lips and they made an intimate love on the beach. And that's a movie.
I just don't agree that just women are not valuable just because they're older. I don't agree with that. I don't believe that just because a woman a 25-year-old woman versus a
To you.
35-year-old woman,
To you.
she loses her value at 35 because she's
men.
35. You
To
know what I
men.
mean? Like,
Shay,
I
you
don't agree
determine
with
your
that.
value to men, Shay.
I understand that. I'm just saying to you, I just don't agree with that. It's
Because
not
again,
about
you
thinking
speaking
like a
from a
man.
woman's lens, but not thinking
I
as
just
a
think
man.
that's a little messed up to say
Then a man that's broke should
she
feel the
not
same
valuable
way.
at 35.
A man broke man should feel the same way you feel right now. He should feel the same way you feel.
But Q, that's a whole different thing because
It's
you
the
have
same
women
thing.
as some people get wiser with age. They gain more value with
To
age.
you.
They become more successful with age.
Shay.
So to say broke versus rich versus age, I just don't think that
Shay,
makes
I'm gonna
sense.
say
That's
this
just
again.
my opinion, guys.
A
That's
man's
my
preference,
opinion.
it doesn't make him anything other than what he is because of his preference. A woman has her preference, and we respect that's her preference. Men build themselves up financially because of the fact that you guys tend to what? Value men that are financially more secure. A short man will get this for being a short king, right? When he has no control over his height.
Someone
But hold
just
on,
said-
let me finish. Hold on. A short king will get disrespected for being a short king, right? Tyler, but a fat woman that's not a problem. That's body shaming.
But
That's
someone
not
just
body
said, and I
shaming.
love
She's
that
heavy.
broke is a choice though. Like it's different.
fat
Like
is a choice,
age
too.
is something that you can't. People gonna get
I
older.
hate to say this. I'm going to be honest.
They're gonna get older.
The women that usually get mad at that truth is because they become an older woman. Yeah. And then sometimes it depends. There's certain
You
situations
use the word jab at me? That
No,
get
I'm
older?
just being honest. Again, it's always the women. The women that don't want to
Someone
want to
said he is
accept it
wrong.
is because they're women. If I put a room full
I mean,
of
that's
100
your
men,
opinion.
Shay, and I say, guys, you have this woman right now who's 40, and you have this woman who's 30, and this 30-year-old woman has the same exact credentials, and she's more flexible, meaning you can talk to her different, and she's willing to compromise more. The 40-year-old woman is more, she's too rigid because she's been through a lot. So she's so rigid that a man is not coming in trying to fix you. Like the same way you don't want to fix a guy at 40 that's broke is the same way a man don't want to fix a 40-year-old woman that's broken. It's the same thing. The same way she don't want to fix a 40-year-old man that's broke is the same way a man don't want to fix a 40-year-old woman that's broken. He don't want to do that. Why should he have to?
We're switching conversations. So what are you talking about her being broken? This
Because
isn't
again,
about her being
if
broken.
a
We're
woman-
talking about
Shay, if a
just
woman don't accept that she's broken, she's broken. Because
How
there's
do-
no way a woman can't use logic and say that a 40-year-old woman doesn't. It's not. It's more flexible than a 30-year-old woman, a 20-year-old woman, a 25-year-old woman. They're more flexible. It's easier to lead a woman that's 25 or 30 than a 50-year-old woman. They're going to constantly tell you what they is and what they ain't going to do. And nobody wants to hear that because I don't have to settle for that. I can go find a woman that isn't going to do what I say do out of respect because she's going to see that I'm going to lead her somewhere. A man is destined to be a leader. A man can't lead a combative, argumentative woman who's been broken by her baby daddies and all the men she's been with. It's not my job to heal you. It's not my job. My job is to find someone that add value to my purpose and help me get to where I'm going. So therefore, 9 out of 10 times when a man is at his purpose, a woman benefits the most from it anyway. By far. By
I
far.
gotta get in that Bible, man. I'm telling you, I be in my Bible. I'm just like, I'm peaceful. I don't want no problems. I don't want to argue with nobody. I'm not arguing with the wind. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not. And if you're not coming with some respect and humility and integrity, I don't want to be involved.
Men, look, when a man has,
don't.
so you know what it is? When you look, and I'm just being fair, Shay, when a man is
I'm a
born,
Virgo.
Okay, but
Not a Cancer.
I want you to really hear this, though. I want you to really hear this. When a man is born, right, a man has to earn his value. A woman is born with her value. Meaning, her youth, she gets hit on 8 times more than her later days. And there will be a lot of women that's going to jump in the comments, I get hit on more now. They be lying. Or you was ugly when you was younger. Either you was ugly when you was younger. I'm being honest and fair. Just like a man say he get hit on more when he's older because he got more money now. It's just what it is. If he was broken when he was young, he was broke, he had no money, he wasn't getting hit on like that. I'm just being honest. Or he wasn't a popular guy or the guy that was nice in sports. It had to be something that made people see him. But reality is, if a woman at her later days is getting hit on way more now, it's because she wasn't attractive when she was younger. Reality. A woman, in most cases, is hit on 8 times more in her youthful years than her older years. And that's the reality. She is born with value. So therefore, a woman that's smart will monetize on her moment and seize the best possible man where she can. There are a lot of women who are not happy. They're going to tell these girls, you know what? Girl, wait, do your career, do. I'm like, now you wake up older, and now if you're not the extremely aesthetically pleasing woman, you played yourself. You played yourself. And I'm just being fair and honest. There are women that can get older and they gracefully age beautifully. Like wine. Some women age like milk. Damn.
Just like men. It's the same thing.
As long as his paper good, that's all that matters. A man value goes up as long as he keep earning.
I'm gonna find the thing that I wrote, guys. I have to pull my phone out
And that's
because I
where the
wrote
motives
something.
come in at. Like, what's your intentions? What's your motive? What you want? And if that's all that matters, then good luck with an ugly man with money, and good luck with all of that other stuff. Because
I think it's the security that he's providing for that she likes more.
well, hopefully, because hopefully his heart is right too. Because if his heart is
100%.
like crazy, is ugly.
Listen,
That ain't gonna work.
people get offended. You see, like people that get offended. It be yo, shit. You got to be mindful that this might be respectfully, and I'm saying this respectfully in the best way I can say it. You might have a
Can't
big
find
girl who's sitting at home right now, who's not getting hit on like that, who has multiple baby daddies, and who's miserable, and she can't see that you need to get your big behind to the gym. Because even though you got those babies, you can still be looking the best version of yourself, looking youthful, keeping your body together. 1 minute you can say that a man is very visual, but you're going to ignore the visual man because of what he wants. Only a foolish woman will go put on a resume at a job that she doesn't qualify for. Only a foolish man will put in a resume for a job he doesn't qualify for. The reality is, if I want a certain type of woman, I have to be a certain type of man. And if a woman wants a certain type of man, she has to be a certain type of woman. It's just what it is. I hate to say this. I mean, women, they say they want those NBA players. Those NBA players ain't attractive to ugly women. They usually get the best looking
Yeah,
women
but
in
a
NFL
lot of
players
things
too.
you're saying though, it seems like it's based on physical, and
That's
all
what
I'm
men are
saying is I
attracted to.
disagree with that.
Men, because you
But
think
you
it from
just
a woman.
told me before, Q. This is why I say sometimes you contradict
said
yourself
men are
when we
visual.
talk. Because
I said
there,
it 4
yes, you did
times.
say men are visual, but I'm saying there are times where you say, yo, a man will date a 5 for his piece. Like, even though they're visual. So I'm trying to figure out, what is it? Am
He
I
has to be
crazy for
attracted
asking
to her,
this
though.
question?
He has to
Am
be-
I
Shay,
crazy?
he has to be attracted to her. If you're a 5 and you got a big mouth, you extremely disqualified. That is extremely disqualified. If you are an argumentative, non-attractive woman, you are extremely disqualified from certain men. Extremely. You're not attractive and you got a big mouth. That's crazy. You got it. That's like the ugly, mean girl.
Right.
Like, how you ugly and mean? Like, come on, we talking logical. You can't be the broke guy and not sweet. You better be funny. The broke guy better be hilarious. If he's hilarious, he can catch a girl.
Women,
Would
all
you
I'm
agree?
getting from this is we
You
need
catch
to
it.
vet our men better, because you see the way they looking at us. They looking at us like, oh, it's all about attraction. If you fat and you
Preference.
this, we need to vet our men
Preference.
better, because look at what you just said.
Preference.
I don't need money. I make my own money. I
But
don't
Shay,
need
Shay,
money.
this is the
A
thing. The
woman
only
who's
thing is-
established is not looking for a man to take care of her, Tyler. I take care of myself. I don't need money. I don't need money from a man. Let's not get it twisted.
You generalize you, and that's the issue that we have when we have these topics. You can't do that. We talking in general. Hold on.
But it's a lot of women that are like that. A lot of women are independent. They're strong.
I
They're
agree.
making their own money. I'm not sitting here making
But
myself
Shay,
the
no man
standard,
wants a
but I'm
broke
also
woman,
not
Shay.
going to allow you
No
to
woman
just
wants a
sit
broke man,
and
Shay.
talk about women
Shay,
and generalize us as if everyone is
If
the
it's 10
same.
women
It's the
in the room,
truth. It's a
how
lot of
many
women out here
will date
doing
a
their
broke man,
thing.
Shay? I'm talking about men ain't got nothing. How many would do that? But if it's 10 men in the room, 5 or 6 of them would date broke women who have nothing. And it ain't nowhere near close as many women would do that to men. And if she do, she gonna emasculate them every time she get the chance. Every time she get the chance, she gonna violate them. Every time. She gonna remind him who he ain't. I'm just being fair. But again, people that get mad at it is because they live in delusion. They're not in reality. Women do not value men that don't earn. I'm sorry. It's just what it is. I didn't create the rule. I just understand it. So I navigate towards doing what I gotta do. You might not be like that. You might be the kind of woman that say, you know what, as long as he can carry his own, I'm good with that. Most women are not
Somebody
like
said
that.
Shay too masculine.
Go ahead.
So one person said,
You jump in
true,
the conversation, though.
true, I was too short and too broke through my 20s. This is a man saying this. College and early career. Now in my 30s, engineer and physician with my own consulting practice. It's amazing.
What do you mean he
how
was too
things-
short? Did he get taller in his 20s? He
They-
said I was
they-
too
they-
short
they'll
and
by-
too broke.
they'll bypass
Did he
it.
get
They'll
taller?
bypass it to a degree once you got certain financial. Once you get that first, if you look at most cases, those, let's just say the white celebrity that's short, right? He got a very tall, beautiful white woman, right? Because again, they bypass it once you hit certain levels. I know some people that date people that are not that attractive men, and they date him because he provides the security that she wants. So again, we can negate the fact that love, love, love. If you don't bring resources, a woman ain't full-heartedly loving you. And if she is, she going to talk a little disrespectful. She's not going to feel comfortable with that. I'm just being honest. I genuinely believe that men love unconditional. Women love with conditions. I'm
disagree.
sorry.
I think we love unconditional too, but go ahead and cook Q, please.
Now, you said what you said.
No, go ahead and say what you
Listen, I just said you got to just stop. You might not be like that, and I'm giving you a fair pass. You say you're not, I'm giving you a pass. But the reality is, now I'm asking you a question, both of y'all. Mm-hmm. You have a woman sitting here. She's 40, but she looks like she's 25, right? Then you have a woman who's sitting here who's 40, who looks like she's 60, right? The 60-year-old has way more credentials than the girl. The 40-year-old woman has way more credentials than the other woman. So the less attractive woman got more credentials, way more credentials. Who do you think would more than likely get a better, higher value man? The woman that has less or the woman that has a lot more?
The woman who has less. I agree. Because, I mean, how you take care of your body, your mental health, all of that is so valuable, and no one can take that away. And again, you have to, pair that with a spiritual. You have to pair that with being spiritually sound as well, because we have to encourage our men, our children. They have to have some morals, some foundation to where they can take it on in life and pass it down to the next generation. This is substance. This is something that's going to take us where we're trying to get ultimately to that eternity, everlasting life.
Yes.
Because nobody comes back from the dead to tell us what's on the other side. I don't know, but I want to make sure my morals and my integrity and all of those things in my character is right. And I'm not going to sit here and settle or, deal with somebody who, just has money. I'm not going to deal with somebody who just has money just for the love of it, because I need to make sure their heart is right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's all about intention, and it's not all about looks either, but are you willing to work, and are you putting in work already? Don't just say you're doing it for me. Are you already on that journey?
Yes.
Because it makes no sense to entertain somebody with potential that's not even making moves to say what they want to do. That their actions, people just like to talk just to hear themselves talk.
Agreed.
Just,
okay, let's say a room full of women, right? Let's say a guy walk in right now. Watch this. I want y'all to answer this. Let's see if you're going to tell the truth, Shay. Right? Room full of women. A guy walks in the room, say he a 5 out of 10. You're 5.
okay.
And I'm like, ladies,
I love 5s.
just stay with me first. Damn, you make it difficult. We're removing Shay. We're talking about a room full of women, Shay. Not Shay. A room full of women. Says 100 women in a room. Every woman in the room find him ugly. They find him not attractive, right? I tell all the women in the room, I say, yo, just so y'all know, he a doctor. Out of the 100 women, how many women now finds him attractive?
Now that he's a doctor, I'm sure all the women are going to
But
be
men
on it.
don't care. She's still ugly. She's still ugly. She's just an ugly doctor. I'm just gonna call it what it is. She's just an ugly doctor. Men don't see it that way. That's why I try to tell you, we just gotta accept the fact that we don't think the same. We just don't think the same.
So a man is all about physical and a woman is all about financial.
God created us like this.
Okay.
Men are very attracted to visual first. Before I sleep with you, I gotta be visually attracted to you. A lot of times, to get a woman full submission, you have to win this. I know women that got men's full submission is just because she's attractive. She's a whole airhead. Meanwhile, she's cute. But I know men, or with a woman, in order for a man to physically please a woman all the way, he has to mentally stimulate her. Because sometimes I say women just can't jump, and real women just can't jump naked. She just can't do it. You got to stimulate her emotionally, mentally, and she, oh my God, why do you think we do something called the courting stage where we talk to you on the phone all the time, wowing y'all with our words? We don't want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, because if the doctor don't got no bop, ain't nobody trying to hear him.
They still gonna give him some rhythm.
I don't know. Because
He gonna pull something in that room.
Stimulate me too.
He gonna pull some heat too, though.
He gonna pull something, but
some
not
heat.
Yeah.
Some heat in that room. He gonna get some heat.
I don't know if it's gonna
I
be
don't
real
know.
love.
The doctor ain't good in bed. He's leaving on a stretcher. Like, I don't know why you think. So, okay,
I
so we
agree.
accept this doctor, and now he whack in bed. Now that's just like, okay. So to us, you just a whack doctor that can't fuck. Like, so
I agree. But what I will say this, though,
we might go down to an RN or maybe even CNA. Like,
Look,
just because I'm just saying
mad when
there
you
are a
say
lot of
that.
qualities that we look for too, because some of y'all, okay, so just the way you say men are looking for looks, and whatever for women, we're not just looking at y'all money, because if y'all can't perform, then you just a whack dick doctor.
I will say this.
You're just
though.
a WDD.
I will say this though. Men.
I'm just saying.
But men first look is their looks. The first attention a man gets is based on looks.
Yeah.
The first. And if a
Right.
man doesn't say that, he lying. You know what I'm saying? But like, yo, first thing a man gonna say to you, yo, she is fire. I never heard a man say, she is smart. I ain't never heard no man say that. I've been a man my whole life, and all I hear is, yo, fat, who that?
But can I just let y'all know that if y'all ain't laying pipe, we think y'all are whack as hell? Can we just get into that? Can we just okay, so since y'all want to talk about, looks, and I work in the room, and she's a this, and if she doesn't look this, and her fat ass take her to the gym, and we looking at y'all like, yo, you guys are doing the most, and y'all don't got nothing in the bedroom. You guys are whack. Some of y'all are really just corny.
I will say
I'm
this,
just
though,
saying
and to be
that.
fair to you,
Making money,
can I agree
y'all
with
making
you?
money, and y'all money
Can I
can't
agree with
amount to nothing.
Can I agree with
but-
you on this? I do believe that there are a lot of women
Right.
who fake like the man pleased them more than they actually
We do be faking.
I will admit that. I do
We do
believe
be
that. I hear that
faking.
too many women.
We do be faking.
Too many women.
Especially if he got money. Now you want to be like, oh my God, yes, yes.
She mad, she triggered.
I'm not mad. I'm just being honest. Like, yes, you know,
if I'm that way, I'm mad.
we're just trying to make y'all feel better about yourselves if y'all got money. You know what I'm saying? So some of y'all, you just, can't perform. So
I do believe though. In
Somebody
most
said
cases,
look first at
you know
their
how
hands.
You know how you could take a woman and see that a man and a woman think different. A woman, I've known women, and I'm just being honest. From where I'm from, I know a lot of women who will take physical abuse from a man because of his pockets. I have never heard a man in my existence take physical abuse because of a woman's pockets. I've heard men take verbal abuse because of his emotional insecurities. I've heard that. But I have never heard a man, she beats me every day because her pockets are so deep. But I definitely know women who will not leave a man because his pockets are so deep, who puts his hands on her. I've seen that plenty of times. Plenty of times. So I'm just saying, men and women just don't think. Men care where a woman's been. Women care about where a man's going. And the reason being is because men, we care about where you've been because you're going to start representing who we are. So we care about that. The women, they care about where a man's going, so therefore she knows the destination she's going to be at.
Yeah.
That's her security. So it's just men, we just don't think the same. We just don't think the same. And respectfully, we just don't. But again, the women that's like, well, a man, you trying to change a man who's encrypted in his DNA to think the way he thinks. Rather than learn how to adjust to your prey, you rather just say, he better be like this. This is the problem with a lot of women. They live in delusion and then they're single and miserable. And I'm like, you thinking that the world is going to change for you? It's never going to change for you. The world is not going to change for me. I think a lot of women are very, very overly value about finance. But again, I had to learn that it also provides security. Most women that are gold diggers aren't considerably gold diggers because security, in most cases, is a part of a woman's security. Financial security is a very important component to women. So every woman is not a gold digger. More of them are stability diggers.
Right.
Just what it is.
agree.
Need that.
Agree.
But now you agree with what I'm saying about women, but when I'm telling you how men think, we don't get the same perspective.
Yeah, you say that financial stability is a thing for women, and I feel like, yes, of course, every woman wants to know that whoever she's with is going to be financially stable, but I'm disagreeing with the fact that you're saying that that's all we're about. I think that you have women out here, like I've always said, that are working hard, that they don't always care about a man who's financially stable because they could take care of themselves.
If 10 women
What
remind
you
me
mean,
to think like
Kat?
that. 10
There's
women,
a lot of
hold on,
women
Shay.
out there doing
At
their
10
own
women,
thank you. They
stay
paying
with
their
me.
own
She
bills.
don't want to answer this. 10 women, hold on, Tyler. 10 women in the room. How many women you think that don't really care about a man's finances out of 10? I want to hear this. And I want to see if you're going to lie. Removing yourself.
When you say don't care,
I said 10.
Please,
No, answer the question.
Please let me.
Don't add no more to it.
No, I'm going to
10
add.
women.
Don't tell me what to do. I'm saying, when you say don't care about a woman's finance, do you mean that she can't take care of herself or she needs him to take care of her? What do you mean don't care about his finance? Of course we care to some degree. Like if I could take care of myself, then if you're not doing nothing, what do I need you for? I'm just being honest. Of course I'm going to care about your finance to some degree. Are you financially responsible? How is your credit score? Is everything good with you? I'm not just going to take you on.
I'm asking you again, as I just said to you a minute ago, can you please remove yourself? Again, can you please remove yourself? Can you please remove yourself? Out of 10 women in general, how many women you think like that?
I can't answer that, Q.
I
I
think
can't
most
answer.
of them don't think like that, Ted.
Think like that. I don't think that's
I don't think most of them
fair.
think
I don't
like
think
that,
that's
Shay.
fair.
I don't think it's fair either.
I don't think that's
but
fair.
But it's what it is.
Because you're just making it seem like all women care about is finances.
No, I
and
think that is
don't
a
think that's
major, like I
true.
said 5 times, it is a major component to a woman's security, is knowing that her man can provide. No woman wants to date a man that's a punk. No, he's going to run from her if something bad happens. They want the guy that's going to get up and check the noise. And if he's not like that, in most cases, she's not going to feel comfortable with him. We just calling a spade a spade. Most men don't want to walk in a room with an ugly girlfriend.
But then also too,
Come on.
you want to make sure that
Yeah,
each
yeah.
person is able to provide, because what if, God forbid, something happens to me?
Agreed.
What if something happens to me? You know, that's another conversation people don't really talk about, is when, you know, you're married with somebody and then death is on the line. Like, then what happens then when you're all by yourself? Who makes the decisions to pull the plug? It gets so deep. It's so much more deeper than the surface level things. But yes, it does make a peaceful life if 2 people are on the same page providing for one another. Because God forbid, if I lose my hand, if I can't speak, and that's what I do, I can't talk, I can't make my money. What am I gonna do?
Right.
You know, I just want to be secure in that sense alone.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Like I said, I'll be honest with you. I genuinely believe that you will see less divorces if you didn't see so many women walking away with so much money from the man in divorce.
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you. A lot of women that scream independent, they be the first one for child support. Damn. A lot of women that complain about being independent, they be the first one on Section 8. Damn. Welfare. I just call it what it is. You're not independent when you are enabled by a situation. That is not independent. Like, I was a single father who got no child support from a mother. I raised my son by myself on one singular income. That is a single father. There are women that be like, oh, I'm a single mother. No, you get child support.
And there are a lot of single mothers that don't get child support.
Agreed. My mother, 6 kids by herself.
Yeah.
So trust me, I understand that.
A lot of mothers out here that are working
mother.
hard, taking care of their kids by themselves, doing everything by themselves. So it's not just about the men.
But when you
Women
have,
are
when you
doing
have,
it
when you
too.
have, when you have someone that's paying for the situation and adding value to the situation, a lot of times people say, like, I know people that get $1,000 a month in child support talking about that. Man, I do it by myself.
Yeah.
$1,000 is a lot. I'm saying, I know people that get more than that. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. But one thing we got to acknowledge is the fact that men and women just don't think the same. And in order to understand a man, is to understand that we don't think the same. How come as men we can understand how you guys think, but y'all just can't respect how we think?
You can't tell us.
I'm telling you don't. I'm gonna say straight up. I
don't care. I don't care.
I'm not saying y'all.
I don't care.
She don't understand.
I have my opinion, and that's okay. I'm okay with people disagreeing with me. I'm okay with that.
I'm not lying no
I
more.
know who I am. I
I'm
don't
not scared
care.
of you no more. I got backup today.
I don't care about you
I'm not
disagreeing
scared
with
of
me,
you no
Q.
more.
I've been on my own
But
since I
I'm
was
not scared
17
of
years
you.
old. I work my ASS off to be where I am today. I'm not saying I don't need a man. I love to have that man. I love to have that man that I could go home to, and he's just putting me in that, you know what y'all call it? The feminine,
Can I say
the
something
soft.
to you?
Don't touch me.
No,
The
seriously.
soft, the
No, seriously.
softness.
Come here.
But all
No,
I'm
come here,
saying
get
is,
out.
I'm
No,
not gonna let
seriously,
you
get
knock
out.
women and
No, give
talk
me a
about
hug.
us like we just
Give me
out here looking for men that's rich, looking for men to
Give me
pay
a
our
hug.
bills, because that's not true. There are a lot of
Shay,
hardworking women
Shay,
out here
and I'm gonna
that
be
are
honest with
doing
you.
their thing. That are doing their thing. So
men,
that's just how I
to these
feel.
men. And guys, I want y'all to bow your heads and close your eyes for a
Here
second.
we
We're going to
go.
pray for my sister. Because I'm going to be honest with you.
There we go.
My sister is hurt. You are hurt, Shay.
Yeah, okay.
No, I'm not even being funny.
Why am I hurt?
Why do you sound hurt?
How do I sound hurt? By saying
Look,
that.
Shay.
Okay.
The fact that you've had to do this on your own so long, it's built a wall that this is your survival now. And this is how you talk. You talk with such a, I'm going to do what I got to, I respect it. Because I'm going to be honest with you, look at me as, like, for real, growing up, let's look at each other. I'm the same way. But it took me a while to learn that that's a defense mechanism. And truth be told, showing true strength is allowing yourself to be vulnerable,
As a Shay marry me.
right? But
I
again,
do.
Shay gonna beat you too.
No, I'm not. That's
That
not true.
is
Listen, we can agree to disagree. What you guys
diabolical.
say on this, it doesn't affect me. Everyone has their opinion. That's just how I feel. There are a lot of strong, independent women that are taking care of themselves, taking care of their kids, their
Agreed.
bills, their household.
My mom.
I don't feel like we're going to sit here and talk about oh, well, women are this and women are that. No, there are a lot of women out here that are doing their thing, and that's
Can I
just the
ask you
way
a
I
question, though, Shay? Can I
feel.
ask you a question?
That's just the way I
Can I ask you a
feel.
question, Shay?
They definitely
A lot of women that are in that situation is because they don't have a choice not to be in that situation.
Yeah,
Q,
they
that's
have
not
to
true.
do
Some
it.
women
Shay,
want to do
I'm
that.
telling you, they don't have a choice.
Oh, so it's because a man doesn't want them and they
No,
have to
that's
do it?
not what I said. That's what you said. What I'm
Okay.
saying is, if every woman had their storybook life, a lot of women wouldn't talk like that. But a lot of times, some of us want lives that we're not made for. Some of us, and I'll be honest with you, from my experience, when it comes to dating, it's gonna sound biased, but I think women are the most delusional when it comes to what they expect in relationships. And I'm just being fair. I think that there are a lot of people that I meet who have decent men, but they think that this person out there is so perfect waiting for them. And I'm like, I disagree. But again, by saying that, there's somebody that's here on live right now who really believe their knight in shining armor is looking for them. But in reality, I told you, as I said earlier, a person is more promised to build that healthy relationship than they are to find a healthy relationship. I think everything is about being built. Even when I get with you, we still have to adjust. This is two adults who come from two different backgrounds, who started with two different lives. We have to adjust and learn how to build our life around each other. And if you don't understand that, then you're going to keep having problems. Because in most cases, they said the marriage don't really kick in until about the 5th year. The 5th year. That's not my statistics. They said if you can get past the 5 years, you have a higher success rate.
I think a lot of people get caught up in the 9 to 5, the having the hustle and bustle, and forget we about to be 60, 70 soon. We get tired. It's only but so much. Even when you're running a business, you know what I mean? It gets tiring.
100%.
Like my sister, she's a single mother, you know, of 3. So for her, she works her ass off, okay? Like she is one of the most hardest working women that I know. She has a career and everything, and still, it's just like I just don't want to cook tonight. I just don't want to do this. I want to save money. I want to do this. And it's hard when you have to do that on your own. Not to say that everybody has to be in a relationship. Not everybody is designed to be in a relationship. But for majority, people would like to have a partnership and, you know, have a flourishing relationship where you could have peace of mind and not have to worry about what you're going to cook tonight, if you're going to cook or clean that day or whatever, you know, because cleaning is a lot too. And then you get older, if you're not taking care of your body, you're going to have arthritis, you're going to have heart issues. You can't do certain things no more. You're going to walk around looking crazy by yourself. And that's crazy. And if you don't have children, then what are you going to do? Stay in a home? When they get guardianship over you and they start taking advantage of you in these homes too? Because that's a whole different story.
Can I ask you a question? And this is my opinion. I do believe men and women choose to be single parents the moment they have children by someone they're not married to. I believe that men and women choose to be single parents the moment they start having children by someone they're not married to. If we can sit here and look at statistics favor separation for people that aren't married, right? Higher than with children. Would y'all agree? Men and women, would y'all agree with that statement? When people have children and they're not married, they have the highest separation rate, higher than divorce. Would you agree? So when you look at that logic, if you choose to have a baby with somebody, male or female, be prepared to be a single parent. Because again, black culture is in the 70th percentile of single parents. That means we have about 28-30% chance of success, right? So reality is the numbers aren't mathing. The other day I told a guy this, I said, y'all get so mad at logic that y'all get emotional. If women are so perfect for women, why do y'all have the highest divorce rates when it comes to women being with women? They have like a 74 percentile, 73 percentile of divorce. 73%. They have the highest. And you want to hear the scary part is? You know who have the highest of success rate? 2 men. That's scary, bro.
That is ridiculous.
Look it up. It's not my opinion. For those who are on my live who are going to argue, go look it up. It's scary. They have the highest separation rate. Highest. Because everything is about how someone feels. If I had to make our relationship about how I feel, we would have broke up tomorrow. Everything is not about how you feel. Because feelings are subject to change. And they constantly change. Every day I might not want to be with my person. Because again, I'm watching social media, and again, they looking for everybody's life through the lens that they're willing to show you. Most people relationships suck, right? Because again, it's a comparison. That's what's killing it. Go ahead, Tyler.
So since some days you're not gonna feel your partner and you guys go through these ebbs and flows, speak to the people, what keeps them grounded in getting that reassurance like, okay, this is the one who I want to be with?
Having a relationship mentor, having someone that you can go to for guidance, who's actually been through the storm.
Praying together. Reading the word together.
Yes. Because the reality is, if you think about the logic, if I go to somebody that's super single, whether male or female, and I'm constantly telling them about my problems, people have a victim mentality where they intensify everything to be more worse than what it actually is. Your problems sound bad. If I go into a class and I got a B and you got a C, of course your situation look worse than mine. But remember, somebody in the class got an F. So it's all relative. So when you're sitting there having these conversations, a lot of times people get so, oh, my life is so hard because of the fact that you want your life to be so easy. That's why your life is so hard. Your life is only hard because of how easy you want your life to be. And again, there's a person right now who was born with one arm who's actually can lift weights. And a person with two don't want to do it. Everyone has a mentality where they play the victim in every situation. And therefore, you're going to go into your next relationship, guess what? Playing what? The victim. And ultimately, you're going to be what? Separated again. Because you don't see it. You have problems in how you view relationships. That's what it is. People are sick. They're sick. And again, you can't help these people because, again, they want to get in their feelings. They get impulsive. Impulsive make you illogical. Impulsive make you irrational. Impulsive make you contradict things that you wouldn't do when you calm and things you would do when you're not calm. That's the issue. But again, you have a bunch of people that think that that's normal. Go ahead. You need a hug.
I don't need a hug.
No, you do
I'm
need a hug.
great. Why do I need a hug?
Because it's okay
I'm
to
fine.
be. No, it's not. No, you're not.
Why am I not fine?
Because
I said the same thing last week and you got upset at me. You didn't talk to me for a week, so I'm gonna let you cook. Why do I
I'm
need a
texting
hug?
her every day this week. But why I'm saying this to my sister,
don't
though,
need that.
My
I'm just
sister
saying.
has a level of trauma, and I'm not being
I
funny.
have trauma?
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
Me too. I'm not
Okay.
ashamed of it.
okay.
Heavy on it. Heavy dose of it. Heavy dose of it.
Okay.
A kid shouldn't be having to live without
So
his
read
legs
me,
up on
Q.
the
What do
record.
you think my issue is?
I don't want to read you on this.
Why? I want you to
We'll
read
talk
me on
about
this.
it
No,
later.
I want us to talk about it on live. I want you to
I
read me
think
on
that
this.
you
You need a sip of your drink? Go ahead. I want to hear it.
I think that you are strong.
Okay.
Sometimes you're so strong, you don't know how to be vulnerable, which is stronger than the strength that you show. You overshow security, hidden behind true forms of insecurity. And I see it in real time when we have conversations. And this is me being fair and transparent. The issue I see is there's certain things you may have endured and experienced in your childhood that I can see that's made you strong. But the issue is Shay has to get back to strong and feminine and not strong and masculine. Shay has become very masculine. And it's okay because that was your survival. And in your defense, I don't know all your story. I know from the chapters that you've told me, you had to be strong. You had to be. And I've given you that level of, I've let you land your plane, sweet. I put a parachute on it there when you was landing your plane.
Give me a
I
soft
understand.
landing.
Yes,
No,
because I
thank you.
understand your story.
Thank you so
And I'm not judging you hard because of it. For instance, I used to be very aggressive. But to survive where I'm from, you had to be like that. Otherwise, they played you as a joke.
Thank you, Biggs.
So reality is, I'm just being honest. And this is me trying to give you that level of grace. But again, you being vulnerable is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And on top of it, you Jamaican, so I already know how Jamaicans give it up. They don't like to be vulnerable. Everything is about strength, even when you're hurting inside. If the world is more transparent with their truth, the world will be in a better healing space. Because revealing is healing, and when people start revealing, they start healing. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with you, but I do think that there's certain levels of vulnerability you should show more because it actually shows how truly strong you are. And for somebody on this live, you can inspire them because there's somebody that's 8 times worse than you with their strength. And that's usually the mushiest girls I've ever met are the ones that act mad strong. They're mushy when you get to know them. They're a big mush big old mush
So
because
I'll
they still
say
women.
this, Q. You're reading me, but I will say this. I grew up.
Shay, we love you. Somebody said.
I grew up. I love you guys too. Thank you guys. I grew up in.
I love you,
Somebody
Shay.
keeps saying they're mad because I hit a wall. I'm gonna be. You keep sending a comment. What
cares?
do you mean I hit a wall? I'm gonna be single for life. What are you talking about? I'm married. I'm not even single for life. What are you talking about?
cares?
But anyway, I feel like
trolling, Shay.
I feel like this, Q. I grew up in a household
A
where
little bit. They said they can't see
I
you.
was just taught
They
to
said they
be
can't see.
strong. I was taught to be strong,
You
right,
had to be
guys?
strong.
I grew up in so my dad was there. I grew up with my grandmother, grew up with my mom, grew up with, you know what I'm saying? Like I grew up very, very strong. Do I think I need a man? Yes. Am I one of those women that's like, oh, I never need a man. I don't want a man. Absolutely not.
know that.
But do I feel like I'm at a space in my life where I feel like I have done the work on myself to know that I'm okay with being by myself a little bit. And I'm okay with setting my boundaries and saying what I'm not okay with. And sometimes I disagree with you of where you say with women this and women that. And it's not about making me the standard. It's about the women that I'm surrounded by. It's my mother. It's my grandmother. It's some of my friends. It's some of my this. It's some of my that. I don't want to feel like everything that you say about women is true. And I feel like we have a lot of men on here that comment, oh, yeah, let him cook. Oh, he's right. Oh, he's this. But I didn't live that. I could only speak my truth. I can't talk about every other woman. I don't know what every other woman went through. I know my truth. And
Look.
as a strong, hardworking black woman that's made herself self-made, I don't want to feel like I have to, I don't want to say settle, but I don't want to feel like I have to per se agree with everything you're saying if I disagree. Like I've paved my own way, Q. I've done my own thing, and I've worked very, very hard, and I'm proud of myself.
And I'm proud of you too.
And I would love a man to come on and just be a part of it, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna shrink myself to just fit into whatever part he compartmentalized me for. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not gonna do that.
You want me to hear my truth?
Go
I
ahead,
think the
Q.
man that will be perfect for you is a man that is every bit of willing to follow your lead. I don't think a man could lead you. I'm a very, very strong man. I carry my house. I carry my mother. I carry my family. And from me knowing you, you're a very strong woman. I tell you all the time, I will go into business with you because I know you with the smoke. And you ain't going to run when the kitchen get hot. There are women on live right now that think that they're masculine. They got to find somebody that's more masculine than them. The chances of you finding that is slim to none. And the reason being because he's not going to be patient with your mouth. He's not. Men are not going to do that. And again, in your book that you've created, right, called Your Perfect Book, it sounds good. But reality is men are not going to sign up for that. Once they see those, especially at our age, they see those red flags, they're gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna just hit this and I'm gonna get up out of here. Because it's not, I'm just being honest, it's not that because she's a bad person, it's because they see the work they have ahead of them. And men are not, we're too old for that. We're just too old for that. So reality is more men, there are some women that are just great leaders and they just need to lead because they're just better leaders than men. It could be the way she was raised. I think Shay is a great leader because not only is she gonna hold her staff accountable, she's gonna hold herself accountable. Right. Shay will be outside shoveling with the dudes. Respectfully, I'm saying that. So guys, please don't take it wrong. Meaning, I'm not gonna leave y'all to do nothing I don't expect myself to do. And this is just who you are, how you was raised. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to accept who you are. But trying to find somebody that's gonna be 8 times more stronger, it ain't happening. They're gonna keep running. I'm gonna be honest with you, they're gonna run. They're gonna run. And it's just me being your brother. I love you OD. And I'm telling you straight up, that's how they are. So if a woman thinks that, oh, he's gonna get me in my femininity, he ain't gonna stick around long enough to see that happen. He's gonna skip chapters. He's gonna skip a lot of chapters. He's gonna try to jump into sex. Because he's gonna be looking in with his visual. And if you put in any work, took you out to eat anything, you'll be like, I might just stick around to get some. But I'm not gonna stay. Because most men, it's not their balance. If you're a strong masculine man, a strong masculine woman is not your balance. Your balance is strong and feminine. I think every human should be strong in their own right? I don't think no one is weak. I think it's all about who you're comparing it to. Yeah. LeBron James, of course, is the best player, but if you're comparing somebody on the 12th man on the bench, of course he's better than them. But the guy still made it to the NBA. Everyone is still strong in their own right. Everyone has their own strengths and their own weaknesses. But the person that's smart is the person that finds someone that balances their weaknesses. For instance, if you're bad with money, you shouldn't date somebody that's bad with money. I think that's dumb. I think if you're not open-minded to life and all you do is work, 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 you should have someone that give you a balance like, yo, let's go on a vacation. So you could also enjoy life. Otherwise, life would just leave you behind. So I'd see both sides. You know, and I'm just being honest. From my experience of talking to you, I think you just need a guy that's willing to not get in your way and let you dominate. Go get it. Go be Michael Jordan. Go be great. I think that's who you are. And that's my experience of dealing with you. I don't think you're a six man. I don't think you're a person on the bench. I think you're the star of the team. And that's my experience of dealing with you. And I'm saying that in all respect. I'm giving you 100% flowers. And I don't think you, because you're a dude, I think you're just masculine energy can be feminine or masculine, right? Masculine energy, well, so let me take it back. Masculine energy could be female or male. It depends on how you're raised. Again, a person could be raised is assertiveness, establishing your dominance. That's considered masculine energy, right? And there's certain people who take a woman that's like that, but you have to understand what she experienced to see why she the way she is. It's just what it is. I'm not gonna fight with a person for being the best shooter on the team. You can shoot. Right? But again, some people, they want you to minimize who you are. When a person is not minimizing who you are as a woman, that means he's comfortable in himself.
Right.
Because he knows he's willing to allow you to be who you are. That's the husband for you.
Right.
Exactly. Well,
Everyone's asking Shay's married. So I'm married, guys, but I'm going through a divorce.
She beat him.
It's me, though. I'm the one who filed. I'm just saying.
Damn.
Somebody said she need a real bad man. No, I'm not, no Jamaican. I'm not like Kuno. So don't do that. I'm not like Kuno.
Jamaicans now too?
No.
Damn.
why are you
Jamaican men are
leaving?
crazy.
Okay, yes, good question.
Why are you leaving the relationship?
Ooh, now y'all getting into it.
You said it?
Why am I getting a divorce? So I think my husband he's a good man. I'm gonna start off by saying that. Oh God, y'all gonna attack me. He's a good man. He's a great dad. I just think that after 14 years, we are just different. We're different people. We've gone down different paths. And I think that, like I said, he's a good man. I do love him. I think he's a great father. It's just the marriage is not working. The marriage is not working. I don't know what else to say. It's not working. Again, I think to each his own. Everyone is going to have their opinion. Oh, he's this, he's that, and she this, she that. No. If you don't, if you're not in my shoe and you're not living my life, then somebody say he's never cheated. I don't know if he's ever cheated. I don't think so. I would hope not. I can't call it.
Are you extremely
If you can't say it, then you can't give it.
I like you. You're
Extremely unhappy. I am unhappy in terms of the marriage part of it. I'm happy with our household. I don't think that I took the time to know who I was with before I dove in.
Right.
I think that I jumped into getting a house with my husband a year after we started dating, jumped into marriage. We had a wedding, but we didn't have a marriage. You know what I mean? So for the past 6 years, we've been extremely disconnected, separate rooms, no intimacy. Now I'm being very transparent with you guys. I'm just talking. And for me, it just isn't working. I feel like I'm continuously trying to level up. And he's a good person and he works hard. But for me, I'm on go all the time, like trying to figure out different ways to do this, to do that, take care of this, take care of that. And that's not him. Do I fault him for that? No. But I feel like at some point after 14 years of you going and going and going, it's almost like climbing a mountain and someone's pulling you by the ankle. You know what I'm saying?
Do y'all pray together and all that? Do you have like God in the middle of it, or it was kind of never really?
I go to church on Sundays.
With
He
him,
doesn't.
though.
No, he does not.
See,
I go.
I go. That's always
Yeah.
what I always find to be a problem when God is not in the middle.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be like unbalanced.
You know something scary? And I'm going to give you a story.
That's wild.
And the other day, my daughter did something I didn't like, right? So I told her, I said, get over here right now and apologize. She started crying. And then her grandmother was like, just leave. I said, no. Get over here and apologize right now. You would have thought that I took her favorite blanket and set it on fire, how she acted out. But again, I didn't care about the tears. I said, you're going to get over here and apologize. Eventually, she came over and did what? Apologized. You know what I saw in that moment? I saw a 40-year-old woman who doesn't know how to apologize because she wasn't taught as 4 years old how to apologize. I see a lot of big women and big men throw temper tantrums because they were never shown how to be accountable. And this is what I'm seeing today. And I'm like looking at my 4-year-old like, yo, you're going to be the woman who challenges a man for every wrong reason and think that you're challenging him for all the right reasons. Arguing in disrespect is not challenging a man. That is disrespect. People change the term, I challenge him. No, you disrespect him. You emasculate him. You verbally abuse him. You do not challenge him. Challenge him is, you know what? This month, let's save $1,000 together. And if you can't do it, then you clearly the weakest link in the house. That's challenging. But calling him every name under the book just because of his shortcomings, that's emasculation. And on top of it, that's a very low emotional maturity. And low intelligent people tend to always call names in a moment of anger. When things are not being said the way they want, they gotta throw names. Q's a narcissist. Q's a male chauvinistic pig. Why? Because he told you the truth? Hate me for the truth. But if you ask a room full of people the same question, and most of them agree with me, maybe the person that's wrong is the person that just want to hear what they want to hear. So when I saw my daughter, I looked at her in real time and said, yo, you're not going to be, the word submission, right, is the willingness to allow to lead, right? Would you agree? And a lot of women fear that term because a lot of men don't understand what it is to be a leader.
Right.
Meaning standing on examples of what you're doing opposed to what you're saying. We come from a generation that's do as I say, not as I do. A lot of our parents did not do as they said,
No.
but they told us what to do.
Yes.
And they've created some very rebellious kids because it was counteracting what you're telling the person.
Confusion.
Yes. I got a little cousin right now she's fighting with her daughter right now because the daughter is dating a bum, but her stepfather's a bum. And the issue is you're mad at the daughter, boyfriend, but you're not mad at the man you lay down with every night. But if I say that to her, I'm the problem. And I'm like, no, I'm just telling you the truth.
Right.
But again, as a father, I can't tell my son to not be lazy if I'm lazy. I can't tell my son to be inconsistent when I'm inconsistent. Like, we talking about logic. You cannot lead nobody when you're not an example for nobody. So that's why I said a lot of people need to understand, like when they go into this dating world, and I pray God has mercy on you, it's diabolical out here. Diabolical out here.
I don't know who
Yo,
told
give
you
me the
that
diabolical.
I don't know who told you that I was
is
looking today.
But eventually you
Or
will.
looking to, yeah, eventually.
Nobody wants to die
But,
alone.
I mean,
What Drake said?
there's
He
somebody
said,
out there for everybody, dog.
Who want to die with 70 and die alone? What he said about his mom? He said his mother. What he said, Dre, about his mom? He said, who wants to die? No one wants to be alone. When people say that, it's because they accepted it.
I agree.
That might
No
be
one
their
wants to
fate.
be alone.
Like, I don't need no job. You got people that right now can't afford their bills, they don't need their job. Without that job, you're going to be homeless.
Yeah.
You need that job. But again, that's defense mechanisms. What do you say? But again, we need to get back to reality opposed to the delusion. I think most of us live in a very delusional state to the point where delusion has become our truth because that's become a survival tactic. I'd rather lie to myself than have to face my honest version of myself. There are a lot of people who don't even know themselves. There are a lot of people who don't know themselves. They get around people and adjust. I would rather come on this podcast and speak my truth. And that's why I respect you. You do say how you feel. And I do respect that. Right? Whether we agree or disagree, I do respect what you're saying because you're honest. But again, we are in a space now where it's about hiding behind masks. Now you think so many people wear expensive stuff and they don't have anything, but it's like, I need to look like I do. Why do you think you have people that need 10 women? I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to just be honest and vulnerable. I think the weakest men is the men that need multiple women to make them feel established. I think that's the weakest man. I think that is the weakest man because reality is that's the most insecure guy right there. When you see a guy with a bunch of women, he's very insecure. Very insecure. He's not confident enough to be in one situation. That means he's not loyal to nobody.
I think everyone has to speak their truth, though. I think everyone's situation is subjective to them. And I think that a lot of times we have opinions on what everyone else is going through. I've learned to not judge. I've learned that everyone lives their lives. You know what you're going through. You know what I'm saying? I could sit here and tell you, Q, in this situation, I wouldn't do this. I would do this. I wouldn't do this. I would do this. But I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what you're dealing with. And that's why I tell people, like, for me, I'm the one I know what I can tolerate. I know what I can. I know
Agreed.
what my level of, I know my boundaries, and I know, okay, well, this is enough for me. Everyone knows what's enough for them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really look to people. I come on this podcast and I'm very transparent. I'm very
Vulnerable.
much so vulnerable. And when I see the comments and I see what you guys are saying, and I don't take it, I take it at face value for what it is. Because again, when this is all shut down and we shut off, I have to go back to my life. And it's like, can you deal with it? Can you live it? People will always have their opinions. I've just learned to just take it for what it is. It's an opinion. I don't get mad. I don't get angry. I'm not in my feelings. Like you said, we've all been through our things. I think things that I've been through has made me how I am. I'm never going to apologize for that because I've lived a different life than Q, her, him, but for me, this is my truth. This is me coming on here being 100% vulnerable and just saying, guys, this is my life. This is how I feel. This is what I'm dealing with.
Agreed.
And it's okay for people to not agree with me. And I don't expect people to agree with everything. People may look at it, okay, well, she said they've been together for 14 years and he didn't this and he didn't that. So why is she this? Okay, but you don't live it. Just like you guys. You may be going through something and I don't know. I can't judge you just so if you coming on here saying it. I don't know. You live your life. So I feel like just having acceptance and giving people grace and knowing that everyone goes through their situation and everyone deals with things and handles things differently is just what it is. I respect everyone. I respect people's boundaries. And that's just,
Can I
that's
ask
just
both a
it.
question?
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
hear from you first, though. What would be your ideal man?
What's my, you know what, Q?
If you could sit there and build your man,
Somebody said,
And there's a pot right now.
Now shake cooking.
what's the pot? Can you stay here?
Guys, can I be honest with y'all? My ideal man is just someone who is going to, I don't want to say match my energy because y'all might cook me with that, but I just want someone who is hardworking,
Okay, hardworking.
strong
Strong in what way?
in a way where sometimes I need a man to check me. I need to be checked sometimes.
I
And
know.
I'm okay with a man
why
checking
you
me
don't
and being
like
like, yo, I need you. Q, shut
That's
up.
why
It's
she
got
don't
nothing
like
to do
me.
with you.
That's why she
I
don't
need
like
a
me.
man to be able to check me sometimes because as a woman, sometimes I'm gonna say it sounds crazy, right? But sometimes women, we want to be put in our place in a sense, and that's
you
that
want
feminine, soft place of
you wanna
being
be
like,
checked,
listen,
strong.
I need you to sit down. You know what I'm saying? We want that. We love that.
Okay.
Guys, I'm not gonna apologize for working hard and getting myself to where I am. I'm not gonna apologize for that. You know what I'm saying? But
Keep going.
looks is not a big thing to me. I don't care how a man, I'm almost 5'8", so I don't want a short guy, you know what I'm saying? But
Okay, so you want a tall
physically,
guy? We asked that earlier, you didn't
but
wanna
I'm saying
answer it?
physically, an aesthetic is not a thing for me. I don't need a man to be this, that, and this, that. For me, his character is everything. It's not about how he is physically. I just need him to be able to just hold his own and sometimes be like, yo,
Okay, what else?
I ain't say enough. What else?
Yeah, I'm curious to
Oh,
this is your recipe right now.
God-fearing.
Okay.
You know, I also have to say that. God-fearing. That's it, guys. I'm not looking for much. What is it? What is it that y'all want me to say? I'm not looking for much. Y'all see me on this and y'all be like, yo, she's crazy. She's diabolical. But I'm really not. I really love a man that just makes me like, you know what? He got this. I could just sit back and just,
Okay. Now I'm asking you the same question.
He said she just had a gun up to your head.
I know.
Definitely God-fearing is a must. A man who has his affairs in order. Like, you have to have things in order. Responsible, intentional, just very responsible, respectful. Who hygiene is good.
Bomb to that. Bomb to that.
Because nobody want to deal with that, okay? And just someone who is confident and, someone who doesn't give up so easily, because you can't give up easy in this world. You have to be able to fight. So I want a fighter. I want someone who can pray over me. I can pray over him, over our children, over our family. And basically someone who brings peace and loyalty. Communication is very important. And just someone who can cook or wants to try things. Even if you can't cook, let's go to a cooking class, who's open-minded, willing to try things with me, and can speak on how he feels and be vulnerable, just like me as well. Like, just want a nice pot of goodness. Because that's somebody that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, you know, that's important to me. And somebody who's also willing to do therapy and just not, you know, because a lot of men tend to think like, oh, I don't want to talk or, you know, be too wrong. But that's what being a man is, you know, that having that vulnerability. So, yeah, that's important to me.
What do women want? What do men want in a woman, Q? For you, for the
telling
guys
you,
on the chat,
honestly,
for the guys here, what
honestly, I'll
what
go
is
back to
it that you men are
Can I
looking
answer that?
for in a
Can I
woman?
answer that?
Yes.
Just know we don't got a laundry list. We want respect. We want good sex. She cook, cleansy, and we're good with that. And just allow us to lead and submissive. That's it.
Yeah,
Like,
leader.
we don't have a laundry list. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think men are some of the most simple creatures on earth.
Yeah.
Simple creatures. Like, a lot of times a man will get a room, have a little bed, and he'd be good. A little futon, he's chilling. It's the woman that wants the luxuries, and he tries to accommodate what she wants. But in most cases, a man is very simple. Very, very simple. Very, very, very
I want my man
simple.
to be able to lead as well. Like, that's really important to have a leader.
You know, a part of me is scary because it's like, damn, you're gonna get with somebody who has a laundry list of expectations from you,
Yeah.
and you have a very minimal or minuscule thing you expect from them. And it's kind of scary because I'll be honest with you, and that's why I tell you, you always feel like I'm on women's side, but I'm like, no, I just feel like a lot of women, they want more, and they always want more, and they want more, and they want more. When a man is like, yo, I accepted you for all your flaws and all. You're not the Queen of Sheba that I wanted, but I accepted you, flaws and all, for who you are.
Yeah.
You wake up with the Green Goblin mask on and your bonnet. You ain't hot. Social media see you at your best.
Yeah.
Would you agree? But I accept you for who you are. I think men are just a little bit more, a little bit more easier to please when it comes to when we choose love. We're not gonna really hold you to the laundry list. I never heard a man with a bunch of laundry lists.
I used to be so shallow. I really did. I used to be very shallow and just thinking everything was a fairy tale, like everything has to be my way or the highway. But it's like I just want to be able to work with someone and be heard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's like if I can't speak from the true essence of who I am, I can't do that. I can't do it. You know, because if I'm gonna sit here and speak and tell you how I feel, and then you get defensive or you try to shut me down and say, "Shut up and speak when spoken to," like, nah, that's not gonna work for me because I deserve better than that. You know, and I know how the Bible says that Christ is supposed to love the church, and if Christ loves me this much, you're supposed to love me close, very like they're the same. Or very, very close, and practice that. And we're supposed to reciprocate these things. You know what I mean?
I agree. You know, there's a saying, I want y'all to answer if y'all agree with the saying. It's that women will give away their family for their own happiness. A man will sacrifice his happiness for his family. And based on statistics of who files for the divorce the most, I agree with that statement. I agree with it wholeheartedly.
But it takes a long time for a woman to be done, though. I don't think a woman gets up one day and says, I'm unhappy, I'm filing for a divorce. I think that it takes a long time for women to choose, and I don't think it's mostly choosing happiness. I think it's choosing their peace, in my opinion. I don't think it's the happiness, because I do agree that the grass isn't always green on the other side. I don't know if most women are leaving because they're like, oh, I know a guy who will treat me better. I think sometimes you're exhausted and you're just tired and you're drained. Q, I can't talk for most women.
Saying,
I don't
I'm
know.
asking, do you think? Think don't mean a fact. In your opinion. You have an opinion about everything else except when it comes to women.
What?
You have an opinion about everything?
I have a big opinion when it comes to women.
So I'm just saying, do you think women leave because they think that there's something out there better? Most women.
No.
I disagree.
Don't. I don't think most
What do you
women
think?
leave because they think it's something better.
Women tend to leave more, absolutely, but I think that's because we're not taught like literally how to choose a man. Like my father died when I was 14 years old, so I didn't have that growing up, you know. So I had to go through 2 divorces actually, and I left because I was one. I settled. I literally thought that was the best that I can do, and no one told me that it wasn't. Like my own mother was like, "Oh, this is the best you could do," and it really wasn't. both times. So at the end of the day, it's like now I have to, sit with myself and I have to be intentional. I have to examine myself and I have to examine the other person. I have to make sure the heart posture is good. And that just takes time. It takes patience. And yes, the older I get, it's not a rush either. Because I think I also got married in the past because I felt like, I had to, do this before I'm 30, and that's not true, because things just take time. It's just you gotta have patience. You gotta understand who someone is, not just know who someone is. You gotta understand the person in and out. And I think we as women have more power to say yes or no, and to keep. We can't have babies that don't come in the world unless we, keep our legs closed. So at the end of the day, we shouldn't be just having sex with randos. You know what I'm saying? And just giving our bodies, because it's just too much. It's too much responsibility that's going to be on us as well, for the most part, especially if it's someone who's not even spiritually aligned, and then also someone who doesn't truly love me. So it's like, at the end of the day, I have to pick and be wise and get myself right, because if I trust God, he's going to bless me with the right person at the right time, if I really believe and trust that.
I agree with you, but the one thing I say though is, like, when I sit down and listen. And even like when I sit down and look at the comments sometime, I like to see that a lot of people, they lack accountability. They've chosen bad baby mothers, bad baby fathers, and they're not comfortable with that. And the issue is, when a person is not the best version of themselves, they're going to always choose where they are.
Yeah.
So therefore, that's why I always tell people they should work on themselves first.
You have to.
Because again, I always tell a lot of the guys, I'm like, you're not going to choose that woman that you're dating now while you down when you get up. Because reality is, she's only your type because you're down. It's just what it is. And when you say it, it's like, oh my God, you're dissing women. No, I'm just telling the truth. But again, we got to get to a space where we're comfortable living in our truth. I think the issue is we have here, even reading a lot of the comments, you see that there are a lot of people who will say things like, I'm single by choice. That's not true. A lot of people aren't single by choice. A lot of people are single because they're not getting the people that they wish would come holler at them.
But then why?
Because they overvalue themselves.
So you don't think some people are single by choice?
There are some people that are, but most people aren't.
A lot of people are rushing into stuff too. Like, one of the comments said that, by 30 things get bad. But it's like, if you're eating right, taking your vitamins, working out, your egg quality, the life of your eggs will last. God will bless you with a child. And actually at the age 40, you're actually, a little bit more better to handle a child, because you're mentally there as well. But then again, people don't really take their health right. People want to smoke, party, drink. That's not gonna help your womb at all.
No.
We're born with the amount of eggs we're gonna have for the rest of our lives.
Yes.
So if you don't take care of your body, good luck with having a baby.
But you got to realize that they're, like, for instance, when I listen to, let's talk about black culture. I see black people, they'll say things like, I'm broke, but then they don't equate how bad they spend their money.
Exactly.
There are people that say I'm fat, but they don't question about how they eat. There are people that say the people in the dating world is bad, but they don't see that they have a type. It's just, when you look at how unaccountable people are, I am so scared of our future babies who being raised by people that never was accountable. I promise you this, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be fair. If you ask all my men that's on the live right now, just give me a thumbs up emoji first before I ask this question. Let me get a thumbs up emoji for all the men that's on the live. All my men, right? I want to see something. Watch this. I'm going to show y'all something. Okay, I see one man, I see two men. And I want y'all to go three men. And not throwing your mamas under the bus. That's a bunch of men. We see a lot of men in the comments, right? Now watch this question. How many of y'all had a mother that you can go to and tell her something she did wrong, and she was willing to accept it and own it and have a, you know what, I apologize, I'm sorry. I'm going to be the first to say my mother was horrible at that. I want to see who had a mother that was very accountable when she didn't feel like she was under attack. Never, not me. What I'm trying to say to you is that is so common in black culture. But again, if I make them say this, somebody going, well, I'm like, because this is normalized. It's wrong. It's not thinking that you're perfect is extreme narcissism. A lot of people was raised by narcissistic mothers who didn't want to ever be accountable for nothing. It's just what it was. I do everything by you. Yeah, but you just killed me for no reason. OD. But again, this is what we do. And when we talk like this, people get very offended as if you're attacking them. A lot of mothers and fathers think they're better parents than they actually are. Just because a lot of mothers was there, don't mean they were good mothers. There were mothers that showed a lot of penis coming in the house.
Well, Q, you come from a Caribbean household. You know how Jamaican mothers are.
Some Jamaican mothers. I know some thotty Jamaican mothers too.
A lot of Jamaican
I know
mothers,
some
they
of
just
them.
strong and aggressive. That's just how we grew up.
I know some of them that's like that too.
My mom was a lot
New
of things,
dude.
guys, but even in my mother's I was never able to go to my mom and have real conversation with her. Like, I moved here from Jamaica when I was like 12. And I remember, like, even when I started getting my cycle and I wanted to talk to my mom about it, and it was just like a weird conversation when I first liked a guy or when I first anything. It was hard to go to my Jamaican mom because, you know, when you got that Caribbean mom, for whoever had that Caribbean mom, like, you know, we just, it was just what it was. But up to this day, it's like, as much as sometimes I want to go to her and be like, why did you do? I love her because I know that her strength came from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? She had to be strong. Like, so I look at my mom now. My mom is super successful, like Miss Director of the hospital, PhD, getting money, doing the most. And she still has that. How is her marriage? Oh, why are you over here trying to ask me about my mama marriage?
Because again, in careers and titles more than the family structures we built.
My mom is a girly girl, but sometimes my mom goes hard. Sometimes she's a girly girl in
You ain't
a
something
way.
crazy? A scariest story I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I had a little kid in my barbershop, and he was getting a haircut, and I was telling the mother, I said to the mother, just talking in general, I said a lot of black women emasculate their sons. The first emasculation comes from their mother. She said to me, well, I'm not like that. Her son started crying. You know what he did? He said, Mom, you do that to me all the time. And she kept yelling, no, I'm not. And I said, I told her, shut up. The boy's crying. You do talk to him like that. And the sad part is he's more inclined to go find a woman that talks to him like that too. Verbal abuse is one of the most misdiagnosed abuses in black culture. It's one of the most misdiagnosed abuses. And we tend to throw it under the rug and we justify anger with it. I was upset. You just told him go his dead mother because you was upset. I'm sorry to say this, from my experience of being black, my whole existence, it's OD in our culture. And the leading the parade is black women from my existence. How they talk to black men is crazy. Crazy. And then again, a reason why you'll say something like, growing up, I seen 1,000 good black women. Thousands of good black women. But I didn't see thousands of good black men. So I understand why a lot of black men don't know how to be men, because they didn't have great examples. But the one thing I did see, a lot of black women had good women, so a lot of women will be stepping their game up because there were a lot of great examples. But I see a lot of men didn't have great examples. Right. So reality is, of course, they're going to come at a deficit because they didn't have great examples. And then a lot of the mothers, they brought home horrible examples. Your stepdad was a bum. He moved in your mother's house. Damn. Like, we talking logical. But again, if you say this, you're the problem.
Right.
You say, oh, my son don't get along with my boyfriend. Because your boyfriend a bum. He a whole bum.
Whoop-de-doo.
He talks crazy as a man when he doesn't show him a man. Because 9 out of 10 times it's counteracting what the mother is telling the son to do. It's counteracting it. You're telling him this is what a man does, but you're doing the opposite with your boyfriend. But again, I seen that my whole life. And then we justify it because, again, we don't have great examples. So a lot of times I do see a lot of women, I will say, they have settled because it's not a lot of good men.
So I'm going to guess you think a lot of black men leave the home because of black women too.
No, I think a lot of black men leave
leave.
I think a lot of black men leave the home because they come from broken homes. I think a lot of black women don't care about the father being there because they come from broken homes. And I think they regurgitate and create the same thing they experienced. I'm good, I was okay, I didn't need my dad, so guess what? I'm gonna create the same aesthetics that my child's gonna experience, not knowing that your child might be 8 times worth not having your dad there than you could have ever been. You might have been strong, you might have been okay, if you're being vulnerable and honest. But most kids that come from broken homes fail.
But do you
More
think
drugs,
a lot of
more low educational levels, more homelessness, more mental illness, more everything.
But you said because you've seen a lot of black women do this and that. Do you think a lot of black women have to be the way we are because we have no choice? We're faced with a choice of, swim or sink. Like we kind of just
the way you talk to your child ain't no
like
justification.
we just kind of
There's no
have to.
justification
We
of that.
just
No.
no, I'm not talking about the way you talk, but
God
just
ain't in
then
the
the
middle.
strength. Like, let's say there's not a man in the home, and now you have
was
to
the point.
play the role of mom and dad. Like,
I
so
get it.
now she's trying to be a disciplinarian, a mom in terms of showing that mommy love, but she has to play both roles
There
because
are
dad
moments
isn't
that
there.
justify whoopings. There are moments that justify aggression.
Yeah.
But a lot of our mothers, their first option is anger.
Anger, yeah.
That's their first option. That's their first option, is drag it.
My mom.
You're talking about an unperfect child who's not perfect,
Right.
who will never be perfect because you're not perfect, who doesn't have the level of experience you have, and you're calling them, y'all remember one time, I'm going to be honest with you, my homeboy, and I ain't going to say his name, he was so mad. We were sitting in the living room. His mom called him, the derogatory term to disrespect someone that's gay. That starts with an
The
F.
F word? Okay.
Yes. She called him that. He was so mad that later on we went to a park called Newcastle Park, and I could see that he wanted to do something dumb the whole day. And I kept trying to bring him down. Next thing you know, we in the middle of a fight jumping somebody. Because again, what he did in his defense was go look for his masculinity and he channeled that energy out on somebody else because the emasculation that his mother just gave him. For a 12-year-old boy, it's common because he doesn't know any better.
My son is so cute. You know what? We getting so real. Y'all make me want to call my son right now and be like, no, I'm serious. I want to
gotta
call
bring him
him
face to
right
face.
now. No. I do want to bring my son here face to face, but I want to call my 12-year-old to see
FaceTime him.
how he
ask
feels.
him.
FaceTime him?
Let me ask him.
Okay, hold on. Let's face it. Oh,
me-
boy.
no.
Wait, hold on.
I'm like, boy, you better not.
No, I don't know.
Now lick you down.
Let's see what he says. If he answers. Uh-oh.
Yo,
Wait, Chase. We're on the podcast. Hold on. Q wants to ask you a question.
come on your screen for a second.
Show your screen. Show your face.
I'm asking you a question, and be honest, Chase, all right? She said it's okay. Is it okay?
Yes, it's okay. I want you to be
It's
honest.
okay, don't lie.
Don't
okay?
lie.
Sometimes when your mom's angry, do you think that she's overly aggressive towards you?
Like physically?
No, verbally.
Sometimes, yeah.
Bullet. I told you that. Look, has she said things to you that made you feel very, very uncomfortable as a man?
I mean, not really uncomfortable, but yeah, sometimes, yeah, she can.
Chase, as a man, I want you to know this. I love you, and I thank you for being vulnerable and honest. And your mother better not get mad at you, okay?
I would never get mad at him. I love him.
All
That's
right.
my baby.
What I'm trying to explain
All
to
right,
you
bye, babe.
is,
I'll call you back.
y'all don't know it because y'all don't understand. A man's number one love language is words of affirmation. 1 minute you tell me you love me, but when you're angry with me, you violate me.
But that's not
No, but stay with me.
discipline.
No, it contradicts it. There's a
Okay.
way of you expressing yourself with still leaving the level of respect on the table. You can get your point across without emasculating. You can still get your point across. Yes. That's what women do. They overly drag it. You can tell that man about himself, but the things you're saying is OD. Because now he's not secure in his situation. Men don't go where they're tolerated, they go where they're celebrated. So when he's cheating on her, he's going to where he feels celebrated. He might madly love you, but she makes him feel more secure. And you're going to call that weak. No. It's triggering and trauma from what he experienced with his mama.
Like that, we went from a 12-year-old. We talking about cheating now. I'm like, what?
But again,
what just happened?
no, I'm just saying,
What
it
just
starts like
happened?
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what happens is he might get older and might date a girl that does the same thing. Because we get so conditioned to it, we think it's abnormal when you're not being disrespected. We
Yeah.
take that as love. Just like a woman can take abuse as love.
Yeah.
Because that's what she experienced. That's all she saw. In the same way a man can take a woman that verbally abuse him because of the fact that he experienced that. We just talking logical.
Right.
I went through that growing up. My mom was, she loved her beer and all of that. So when she would get mad, and it would be the worst things you can call a child.
Yep.
Because she's not in her right mind. And I definitely took that into the world in my relationships.
Yep.
And acted out the same thing. And I knew I was 10 times more crazier than her. So I was like, I had to control it.
I think that's one of the reasons why I think the women have horrible success rates when it comes to raising children when it comes to, because I think it's the way they talk to them. Like my son, when he got me mad.
To be hurt people hurt.
Yeah, I tell him about himself. I be like, yo, no, I don't respect that you did this. Stop playing with me.
Right.
I talk to him like that stern.
Right.
But I'm not calling him every disrespectful name there is.
No, I would never call my
Not
kids
saying you,
disrespectful
but a
names.
lot of women
no.
do though.
But sometimes I do get to the point where I'm like, what are you doing? You know better. You this. But I would never talk down to my children. I never, ever talk down to my kids and make them feel like less of a, my son. Let me tell you something. My son, we live in a predominantly white neighborhood, and my kids go to a school where it's a lot of white kids, and they're one in few of black kids. And my 12-year-old has had situations where he's been called the N-word.
Yeah.
He's been on the school bus where a kid told him, like, you were raised on a cotton field. Like, I advocate for my kids like no other. I am that mom that will be like, listen, we going hard. We not playing. Sometimes my son is like, Mom, I don't want you to come because I know you're going to be doing the most. But I try to teach my kids, like, you have to be strong. You have to go hard. So when it comes to putting my kids down, let's not play. Let's not get it twisted. So be careful in your comments because I don't play about my kids. I don't do that. I don't put my kids down. I'm always going to be that mom that carry my kids on my back. I carry my kids on my back. I don't put them down ever.
One thing you acknowledge is that your son is very sensitive. Didn't you say that?
My 12-year-old, yes.
Okay, so stay
my
with me.
12-year-old, yes.
And him being sensitive, in your mind, you might not be disrespecting him. But in his mind, perspective is everything. And how someone receives something is their perspective. So how he views you talk to him could be extremely disrespectful. It depends. And so that's why sometimes we should ask our children. Because again, it's how you receive things.
Yeah.
For instance, I could tell Goody something that she could take, she could take it completely different than I take it. Why? Because I didn't mean it that way. In your defense, you didn't mean it that way. But it's how the person received it. They took it like you was attacking them. And took it like you was disrespecting them. See, I tell most women right now will have healthier relationships if they learn emotional maturity when they get upset. They learn how to control their mouth even in anger. Just like a man needs to control his hands.
Yes.
Because when a man gets angry, we're taught to what? Use our hands. When a woman is mad, she's taught to use her mouth. So if a woman hasn't learned how to use her mouth in anger and she drags it, she's still a child. She's still a child, just like a man who puts his hands on a woman, he is a child. It's the same thing. Abuse is abuse. And we got to establish that abuse is abuse. And I will tell you, there's a lot of men running around here that are broken who come from mothers that abuse them verbally. Abuse
and
them.
the parents love them. You know, my mom loves me. The parents love their children, but they don't realize what's happening in the moment
100%.
when they're so angry
100%.
or clouded in the mind. So, yeah. It's
And I don't
definitely
talk
good to
about
to
kids,
the child.
people's parenting. At the end of the day, people do. No, I don't. I don't talk about, and I don't. This is where I draw the line. When it comes to parenting, I don't talk about parenting. And I feel like, you said what? I don't know. I think that sometimes like when my son is going through racial things, I don't know how to fight that besides saying to him, listen, you are going to go through this. You got to be strong. Don't play with these people, blah, blah, blah. Like I don't put my kids down in a sense of you're not this, you're stupid, you're this, you're that. My kids is high honor roll. My son just got inducted into the honor society. My kids are great at sports, everything. But I do have to sometimes, they're boys. So it's like, listen, you gonna go out there and face some ish, and I'm just letting you know it's not gonna be cute, it's not gonna be cool, and we may be in this white neighborhood right now, but I'm letting you know the world is not this. So that's it. It's just preparation. I never talk down to my kids because my parents never talked down to me.
Can I teach you something as a man? One of the hardest roles a human will ever have to learn how to do is be a man. It is one of the hardest roles on earth is being a man. And the crazy part about being a man, it is one of the most thankless jobs there is. Because it becomes expected. Expectations create a level of entitlement. Expectations create a level of not appreciating it. People expect a man to pay bills. And if the man is doing it, he doesn't get, keep it up, brother. When I see men with their sons, you know what I say? I see you, King. Keep it up, brother. Keep fighting that fight, brother. One thing we say right now is there are not a lot of good dads out here, so why we don't overly push Father's Day? Father's Day is a joke. Being that we don't have good fathers, why am I rewarding all the kids that's passing in the class? And not that kid that had the worst grades, and now he stepped his game up.
Yeah.
That's the kid I'm rewarding. Y'all smart as hell. Y'all got all 99s. That kid that had a 55 last semester, now he got a 65. I'm rewarding him. There are not a lot of good dads. Why we don't overly push Father's Day? Father's Day should be one of the biggest holidays in America.
We need our fathers.
One of the biggest. But again,
In the
go to the
house.
restaurants. Empty. Crickets. I ain't getting him no gift. You should praise that man. You know what it feels like not to have a dad? I know what it feels like not to. Having a father in your kid's life is one of the greatest accomplishments any human could have for their child.
Agreed.
One of the greatest things.
And great dads should be celebrated. I do agree with that. Great fathers should 100% be celebrated. I agree with you at a point where we don't celebrate dads enough, because I think there's some men out there, guys, from friends, from family that I've seen that have done great jobs. I remember when my dad was in prison for like almost 10 years, calling every single day. Did you do your homework? Did you this? Explain that problem. He ain't know what to do with the problem, but he just wanted to show that he was there. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm closer to my dad than I am with my mother. Let's just say that. My dad is my best friend. We talk about everything. I feel like dads dads don't get celebrated. Someone asked, where's the dad? Yes, dad is around, but my husband grew up in a different environment than I did. He grew up in a different culture. So he doesn't understand being called the N-word and being this and being that. For him, his culture is a lot different. So to be able to tell our son, you know, this is how you handle this. When my son comes home and says, yo, I got called this at school today, I get mad. As a mother, you want to be like, yo, you know, I don't know what else to say, but how do you tell a child who goes to a school with a different race that when he gets called, you know, a certain name or gets told this or told that, or his friends isolate him because he's black, I'm going to get angry as a mother. What you mean? That's my baby.
Can I say something to you, though? The next time your sons disappoint you, look him in their face and say, when you at a level 100, where he knows that you will usually scream, say, I'm disappointed in you.
What you mean the next time he disappoints me?
When he gets you very, 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 very angry to the point where you about to yell at him, just look at him and say, I am so disappointed in you. I expect so much more from you. There's a way that you can help a man, I'm telling you, is the way you speak to them. You can make them feel so guilty in themselves that they'll fix themselves. Then you can make them become weak, because a man has to build confidence in order to be a man. The greatest men are very confident men. Would you agree with that statement? A man that lacks confidence will never be a great man. And when a man doesn't have confidence, it's because either A, he wasn't shown it, or B, they removed his confidence from him. I watched my son the other day, that when you asked me if my son fell into a lion's den and the lion starts about to attack him, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to wait to see what he do first. Why is that? Because if he don't want to fight, why am I jumping in to fight for him?
Yeah, I thought that was crazy.
No, it's not.
When you was like, yo, Q said if he was in a lion's den with his son, he's going to let his son attack first. But see,
no. What I'm trying to say is this, as a man, right? That's my friend right there, right? We go out, he get into something, I'm going to see what he going to do first.
But your kid? You going to let your kid?
He's a man. He's a man. You can't keep seeing baby because the world ain't going to see baby. He's a big black man. The world don't see baby.
A 12-year-old?
It doesn't matter. They don't see baby. Once you raise a child once, you don't have to raise him twice. You have to prepare him how the world is going to view you as a child. So when they become an adult, it's an easy transition. If you keep coddling them, they're going to always expect that. No, he's a man. My son, you make up your bed. You 6, I don't care about that. Make that ugly peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You're going to eat it too. Because once they start seeing they can do things themselves, they stop looking for you to do it. They stop looking for you. Those big old men that's still looking for you to do it is because no one showed them their own strengths. They still looking. You ever see some of these men, they be like, oh my God, I gotta do it like a little girl. Like a little girl. Because again, no one poured into them. I check any man. I'm not scared of no man. I tell a man about himself. Because again, I'm not scared. I'm like, yo, tighten up, fam. Pull up your skirt. But again, if you talk to them like that, I'm like, yo, are we boys or we men? What are we doing here? That's how I talk. I'm like, are we men or are we girls? What are we doing? And my son will look at me, we men. So let's act like one. You can tell them things without insulting them, but raising their awareness of their behavior. I'm disappointed in you. I am so disappointed in you. I expect more from you. And you know better. You ain't got to be like, oh, this is you ignorant, dumb. That's crazy.
No, I would never talk to my
but
kids
we talking
like
about
that.
there are a lot of people that do it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would never talk to
I'm
my
going to
kids
tell you
like
something.
that.
The one thing we have to acknowledge, and based on the Bible said there is power in the tongue.
Yeah.
And the words leave permanent stains. They leave permanent stains, whether intentionally or not intentional. They leave stains. I'm pretty sure if you ask every person right now, give me one thing you remember that your mother or your father said something to you that hurt your feelings so bad, they will reminisce right back to the moment like it just happened yesterday. I'm just being honest, because when a man loves, y'all have the ability to make or break us. A mother can make or break her, and a woman that the man loves can make or break a man.
Yeah.
I promise you she can.
Yeah.
Once a man gives his heart, oh my God, you can break him. You can break him. Break him.
Us women, we have that nurturing
Yep.
spirit, you know, like
Yep.
we have that healing spirit.
Yep.
You know, so to use that and to pick the perfect timing to
Yep.
say things hits so much more deeper,
Yes, it does.
and it stains good.
Yep.
You know, I've learned that. I have a nephew. I talk to him, and like we have a great relationship. You know, and I practice on my nieces because I want children one day.
mindful.
So you know, it's a privilege. It's a rewarding feeling to know you can pick your words wisely,
have to.
uplift,
Yep.
and motivate
Yep.
and encourage.
And before you speak, you should always go to the Holy Spirit. There's a video
Absolutely.
that went viral. The wife cooked over the stove, and she said, the husband came home late. She said, when he get in this house, I'm going to tell him about himself. So the whole time she's pacing back and forth,
Hyping herself
Yep.
up.
So she's ready to tell him about herself. Fast forward. She said the Holy Spirit came over her, and it calmed her down. And she said, before I say anything, I'm going to ask him how was his day. He walked into the house. She said to him, so how was your day? Mine, he's over 2 hours late. He started crying and said, this is the worst day of my life. And fell in her arms and started crying. Yo, the same way y'all feel, we feel. We just learn how to deal with it. We feel the same feelings. We have the same feelings. If I get hit by a car, I hurt just like you.
Yeah.
There is nothing different. Can we endure more pain? I would like to believe not, because y'all give birth. Hell no, we can't endure more pain. Hell no. Y'all give birth. I know if men had to give birth, there wouldn't be no kids running around here. Because I ain't having no kid. If you ever see a woman give birth,
Couldn't
you look
even
at her
handle a
like,
menstrual
yo,
period, okay?
you the truth. You the GOAT. You the real MVP. And any man that's on the live right now, if you seen your woman or your child's mother have a kid and you didn't see her strength, you wasn't in that room. Because what you see, the exorcist come out of that girl when she's having that baby. And it's amazing seeing her push that baby out, stretching beyond her normal size. And do it again. Come on, we just talking logical. A woman, when God created man and woman, he knew what he was doing. And he gave y'all strength with your mouth. He gave us strength with our logic. And we need to stop using it against each other. Because a man is physically stronger than a woman, you shouldn't physically take advantage of her. And because a woman is verbally stronger than a man, she shouldn't take advantage of a man. And it's just what it is. That's our problem as a culture.
Yeah.
And we haven't normalized, we've normalized verbal abuse to it. It's just natural.
I just think if we respect and accept each other's strengths and weaknesses, we'll be better. As a woman, we don't need to try to be men. And as men, we don't need to try to understand women because we're just different. We think differently.
Just respect each
We're
other.
going to come from a different place when it comes to us. You know, again, like you said, with women, we give birth, we have estrogen, you guys have testosterone. Like, it's just very different in our thinking. We're always going to agree to disagree.
Agreed.
And sometimes we agree to agree, and sometimes we disagree to disagree. That's just what it is. You know what I'm
Agreed.
saying? But I
Agreed.
feel like if we can just respect each other's perspective and where each other's coming from, where I come to you like, listen, babe, this is what this is, and you come to me, I do get it that
Go back to that comment. You see the foolishness? Yes, a woman is designed to give birth, but if you ever seen a woman, no epidural, give birth, it is still crazy. And if you don't think it is still painful, you're crazy. No one is saying that y'all not engineered for that, but it hurts. Extremely
yeah, it
hurts.
hurts.
Yo, it hurts so bad. Anytime you had stitches, don't it hurt? They got to stitch your vagina back up, fam.
Bro, they say a woman giving
Do you know that?
birth
They
is like
stitch it back,
breaking
bro.
every bone. They say a woman
Like,
giving
something
birth
logical.
is like breaking every
Come
bone in
on.
her body. If a man, women on the live who's giving birth, especially without any epidural, I've given birth
What?
to 2 kids.
What?
Okay? When you don't have no medicine and that pain hits your, you gotta push. That shit is hard. So can't no man come here and
100%.
tell you what it is. Oh, that's
100%.
what we're engineered for. Yo, please
That sounds
don't.
crazy.
Please
But
don't.
Before we get out of here
Please
today,
don't.
you got anything you want to say?
I just want to say, keep God first. Honestly, like that is so important. Like I'm gonna always go back to that. Read your word, even if it's one chapter a day. Pray without ceasing. Make sure whoever you are entertaining, you read them. You understand who that person is. You know, take your time. Ain't no rush. You don't got no scratch. You don't got no itch to scratch.
Yeah.
It's not that deep.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because once a baby or STD comes out of it, then what? You know what I
Yes.
mean? And you just
God
stuck.
damn.
So just
God
take
damn.
your time, get
Yes.
to understand who someone is, learn yourself, be still with yourself, spend time with yourself, understand what you like and what you don't like, and get with other like-minded people, get a therapist,
Yes.
get in supportive groups,
Yes.
go to the gym,
Yes.
just eat right, take care of your mind, your body, and your spirit,
100%.
period.
I love that. Somebody can find you.
Oh, Nasika Royale.
Spell that out.
It's Nesikah Royale.
Spell it out. It's a little slow.
Royale.
Now do it all time, one time together. Straight run.
Nasika Royale.
Okay.
TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Chilling.
Yeah.
Women, don't be afraid of your strength. Be strong. It's okay. Even if these men don't agree with it, it's okay to be strong. It's okay to stand firm on your beliefs. It's okay to set your boundaries. It's okay to have your standards and your expectations. And it's okay to not shrink your value for the space that anyone has created for you. You are who you are, and you've worked hard for it. You've worked hard to be here, and it's no problem with flaunting it a little bit. The end. Shay said that.
Let me say this now. To everybody on my live, men and females, if you're on my live, I want all my men in the comments right now to write to my ladies, I love you. And to all my ladies, I want y'all to write to your men, all the men right now, I love you. So I want my men to write, I love you women, and I want my ladies to write, I love you men. I think the issue is right now we don't know how to love each other. And the number one form of love is accepting people for who they are. And the issue is when you have people trying to change people for who they are, that's not the true definition of love. The Bible said love is not about imposing its own will. The term impose means force. Love does not enforce its own will. So what you may want for somebody may not be in their cards. So keep going, guys. I want y'all to keep telling each other, I love y'all.
We
I love
love
my
you
women. Keep going. I love you. I love you.
Should we take
Keep
some
going.
questions? Let's take
Keep
some
going.
questions.
Hold on. Let's finish this. I want
not
this.
the love. Okay.
I want this. Nah. I love my women. I love my ladies. I want y'all to understand this, and this is what I want to say to y'all. Just because I sit here and tell the truth, like,
They lying.
to my left, she knows me. To my right, she knows me. I don't hate my women. I will tell the truth. And sometimes with telling the truth, people get defensive, they get offended, they feel like you're attacking them, right? But the issue is, the only way to fix is by acknowledging the truth. Whether you agree to disagree, a lot of the times the people that disagree, I ask you boldly, is it working out for you? Because to sit down and continue a poor behavior and waiting for this person to come magically that's not coming, or this lady that you just big up in your head and you think is coming for you, that is called delusion. The definition of insanity is continuously doing the same thing but expecting different results. There are a lot of people who are misdiagnosed with insanity. And I say this respectfully. I think a lot of people need to get some checkups on their mental health.
Yes.
Because a lot of people aren't who they think they are. So the person that thinks that they're perfect for a relationship might be the imperfect person that people need to stay away from. The people that call toxic people toxic usually are the toxic people.
Yes.
Hit dogs holler. So reality is, rather than let the words marinate, you'd rather argue and fight and combat, right? But again, I say this wholeheartedly to my men and to my women. I love you to the bottom of my heart, and we do this each and every Sunday between the hours of 2 or 3, let's say 3 o'clock until. And the reason why I do this every week is because it's about helping the culture. I don't come on this podcast to get a thrill of hurting women. I don't come on this podcast to get a thrill out of hurting men. But at some point in life, we have to create standards for our culture. And the reality is our culture have no standards. A man is a man when he becomes a man. A woman is a woman when she becomes a woman. And until then, we got work to do. So my ladies and my gentlemen in the comments, we all got work to do. Because God ain't stopped working, so why should we? Till next time. Don't let that go over your head.
Can we take questions? No?
Wait till you finish.